Phoenix Nights. Chapter 902. Brotherly, that brat doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. He actually dared to win your psychic jade. He's just courting death. He must have guessed correctly. Why don't we find someone to secretly get rid of him? Lu Xianhuang chased after him, her eyes filled with killing intent. Hai Weiyan also said, Brotherly, you don't need to do anything. We can do it for you. Li Xinghe glanced indifferently at Lu Xianhuang and Hai Weiyan. He couldn't help but feel disgusted by them. He said indifferently, That Lin Feng isn't as simple as he seems on the surface. You don't need to follow me. I'm going back to Holy Stone City to study the stone identification technique with Master. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Xinghe left with a dozen cultivators. Lu Xianhuang and Hai Weiyan's expressions kept changing. Hai Weiyan spat on the ground and said, What the hell? I already said that he didn't need to do anything, but he still left so quickly. What a coward! Lu Xianhuang said gloomily. After this battle, I'm afraid that those two bitches, Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingwei, will be dead set on that brat. If he dares to steal the women we like, he'll only end up dead. Hai Weiyan nodded and said, Then we'll find a good opportunity to get rid of him. Little friend, can you help me identify a few stones? When the time comes, you'll definitely be handsomely rewarded. I also have a few stones that need to be identified. I hope you can help me. Many older cultivators crowded forward, hoping that Lin Feng would help them. Lin Feng said, If you want me to identify stones, you have to follow my rules. If you can produce a law, you can ask me to help. Lin Feng's words caused a huge commotion. The rewards were too harsh. If they had a law, who wouldn't keep it for themselves and refine it? It could greatly increase one's cultivation. Little friend, your conditions are too harsh. Immediately, many experts of the older generation frowned and said, Lin Feng said indifferently, It's not worth it to pay such a high price for ordinary stones. If it's a top-grade stone that's worth hundreds of thousands, millions, or even millions of top-grade spirit stones, then it's possible to cut out something unimaginable. Paying a Dharma law to have me appraise stones is a win-win situation. Who do you think you are? A mere junior dares to boast shamelessly here? An expert sneered. If you can afford it, then make a move. If you can't, then scram. Don't embarrass yourself here. Lin Feng clasped his hands behind his back and sneered. Since the other party's words were disrespectful, Lin Feng naturally didn't need to be polite. Insolent brat, I'd like to see what you're capable of today. As soon as he finished speaking, a middle-aged man walked over. The middle-aged man walked with a majestic gait. It was as if there was a primordial force in his body. He was abnormally powerful. Is that Huangfu Dushang from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty? Someone was astonished. The Yuhua Immortal Dynasty was an ancient dynasty of the Celestial Continent. It was a powerful group in the ancient forest of fallen immortals. So you're from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty? Said Lin Feng coldly. Even though that person was strong, Lin Feng wasn't afraid. If they fought, even if that person was a creation layer cultivator, he could still kill him. Humph. The Yuhua Immortal Dynasty has overstepped its boundaries, said someone coldly. Thump, thump, thump. Huangfu Dushang was pushed back 3 steps. An old man came out of the courtyard. Qilian Sun from Holy Stone City. Many people were astonished when they saw that old man. The Qilian clan from Holy Stone City was also an ancient clan. They were unfathomably strong. Qilian Sun was an expert of the older generation of the Qilian clan. His strength was known as the Fortune Realm. I was wrong. I hope you don't blame me. Huangfu Dushang's expression changed slightly. He didn't dare act presumptuously again. He hastily apologized to Qilian Sun. Forget it. I'll forgive you this time. Qilian Sun waved his hand and looked at Lin Feng. He smiled and said, Young friend, don't you think that your request is too harsh? Lin Feng said calmly, If I want an expert to help me, I naturally have to pay a price. Many people were discussing spiritedly. Lin Feng was a young cultivator. Even if he knew how to identify stones, Could he be considered an expert? Even the stone monarch Xian Yuanlong would not make such a harsh request for someone to take out the laws. Lin Feng was only around 20 years old. What did he have to make such a request? Many people thought that Lin Feng was being arrogant. Even Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingwei were anxious. If they offended an important person like Qi Liansun because of this, they would die without a grave. It is said that heroes come from the young. Today, I would like to see it for myself. Little friend, I have a batch of stones that I want to transport to Holy Stone City. These stones belong to my Qilian clan. I plan to cut a stone. Can you help me take a look? Said Qi Liansun. Stones for Holy Stone City? No wonder Qi Liansun is here. It seems that Qi Liansun is in charge of escorting these stones. How precious are these stones that require such an expert to escort them? Many people were astonished. What about the reward? Asked Lin Feng. Qi Liansun stretched out his right hand and saw a twisted mass of law sealed in it. This is a fire demon beast emperor's law. Qi Liansun gave the law to Lin Feng. Old man, you're quite a straightforward person. Let's go take a look at the stones, said Lin Feng. Please follow me, said Qi Liansun as he walked towards the courtyard. Of course, not just anyone had the qualifications to enter. Only a dozen or so of the older generation were allowed to enter and watch. Apart from them, only Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingwei were allowed to enter. Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingwei were extremely nervous. What would they do if they couldn't cut anything good? There were more than 30 stones in the 8th courtyard. These were the stones that Qi Liansun was escorting to Holy Stone City. Those stones belonged to the Qilian clan, not Qi Liansun. Therefore, Qi Liansun had to spend a lot of money to cut them. Young friend, the stones are all here. Please choose one for me, said Qi Liansun. Choose one for me, said Qi Liansun. Lin Feng nodded and walked towards the stones. Lin Feng's body emitted a black fog that enveloped Lin Feng. What's that? Qi Liansun and the dozen or so older generation experts were all shocked. Obviously, they had never seen Lin Feng's stone discernment technique. He's trying to hide his stone discernment technique, right? Said an old man. Chapter 903. More than 30 stones were extraordinary. Lin Feng could sense the astonishing energy fluctuations contained within them. There were all kinds of treasures sealed in these stones. The stronger the energy fluctuations, the more precious the item would be. This was how ordinary cultivators identified stones. Of course, it wasn't guaranteed to succeed. Lin Feng's stone identification technique was based on sensing the energy fluctuations of the sealed item and combining it with the snake eye to determine whether the item was valuable or not. Lin Feng glanced at a silver-white stone. It was surrounded by white fog. It was called an immortal flying stone. It was an extremely rare stone. Lin Feng looked at the immortal flying stone. His heart was pounding. The immortal flying stone was extraordinary. Lin Feng could sense that there was something terrifying inside. That feeling made his heart tremble. The thing inside the immortal flying stone had an extremely strong murderous qi. Once it was born, it would cause terrible consequences. How much is this immortal flying stone worth? Asked Lin Feng. 3,120,000 top-grade spirit stones, said Qi Li Xuan. Lin Feng was astonished. Lin Feng was surprised. Celestial flying stones were extremely expensive. They were as expensive as a Dao weapon. Is this a stone passed down from the immemorial era? Asked Lin Feng. Indeed. This immortal flying stone is one of the immemorial stones, said Qi Li Xuan. Lin Feng nodded. Lin Feng understood. No wonder the celestial ascension stone was so terrifying. It was a stone from the ancient times. It had existed for a very long time. It was normal for something terrifying to have been born in it. Take this immortal flying stone back to Holy Stone City and seal it. It's best if you don't cut it open, said Lin Feng. Why is that? Asked Qi Li Xuan. This stone is extremely dangerous, said Lin Feng. Qi Li Xuan frowned. He didn't want to hear that. Sealing such an ancient stone would be a huge loss for the Qilian clan. Lin Feng didn't care too much about Qi Lianshuan's opinion. He just expressed his own opinion. He then observed the rest of the stone materials. Lin Feng found a few very special stone materials. 3 of them seemed to have given birth to something amazing, but Lin Feng could not see through these 3 stones, so he did not know what was inside. He guessed that these 3 stones should also be ancient stones. As for whether they could be cut into something good, Lin Feng was not sure. Lin Feng cut the stone. He only cut stones that he could understand. Don't cut stones that you don't understand. Finally, Lin Feng stopped in front of a navy blue stone. This stone had a blue light surging inside it. Although Lin Feng couldn't see what was inside the blue light, he could feel a majestic life force emitting from it. This life force shocked and moved Lin Feng. "That's it, please cut the stone." Lin Feng pointed to the navy blue stone material. Qi Lianshuan nodded. He came to the stone material, took out a stone-cutting knife, and began to cut the stone. Except for Lin Feng, everyone held their breath and looked nervously. This navy blue stone material was worth 470,000 top-grade spirit stones, which could be called a sky-high price. They didn't know if it could be cut into something good. If it couldn't be cut into something good, Qi Lianshuan would suffer a big loss this time. The stone material kept getting bigger. But there was nothing. When the stone material was only the size of a fist, nothing could be cut out. Qi Lianshuan's face was gloomy. The white-haired old men were also whispering to each other. From time to time, they would look at Lin Feng with pity in their eyes. Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingwei were very nervous and worried. It seemed that nothing valuable could be cut out of this stone material. How would Qi Lianshuan deal with Lin Feng? They were very worried about Lin Feng's safety. "I'm afraid this stone material is useless," Qi Lianshuan said in a deep voice. Lin Feng clasped his hands behind his back, still wearing a calm expression. Many people admired Lin Feng's state of mind. This kid was still so calm even now. They really didn't know what was going on in this guy's head. Could it be that he didn't know fear? Lin Feng said indifferently. "Cut it again." Qi Liansun's final strike split the fist-sized stone into 2. Suddenly, a strong aura of life spread out. A drop of spirit liquid dripped out of the stone material. It was a drop of emerald green spirit liquid. Qi Lianshuan was shocked and hurriedly wrapped the spirit liquid with his magic power. "Spring of life." A white-haired old man cried out in surprise, his face full of disbelief. "What? Spring of life? The essence of life nurtured by the tree of life? Spring of life comparable to a medicine of immortality?" Another white-haired old man roared in shock. A medicine of immortality could rejuvenate a person's youth. A drop of spring of life naturally couldn't achieve the same effect as an entire medicine of immortality. However, it also had endless effects. Although it was impossible to return to one's youth after consuming it, it could at least make one 1,000 years younger. As one grew older, one's body would become weaker and weaker. In the secular world, there was a saying that people who lived to 70 were rare. In other words, people who lived to 70 were about to die. This was because the body was too old and couldn't continue living. If one consumed the spring of life, their body would immediately improve and become younger. Apart from being able to make people younger, the spring of life had many other miraculous effects, such as activating the dried-up divine power in a person's body, extending their lifespan by 800 years, healing injuries, etc. This was a treasure that surpassed the medicine of immortality. "Haha, thank you so much, young friend." Qi Lianshuan's gloomy face became extremely excited, even to the point of speaking incoherently. Lin Feng said indifferently, "You don't need to thank me, this is what you deserve. I also got what I wanted. Tingyu Tingwei, let's go." Seeing that Lin Feng was about to leave, a white-haired old man hurriedly said, "Young friend, I also have a law here. I hope you can help me get a treasure." As soon as he finished speaking, the old man also took out a sealed law. The old man was called Duanmu Chang, and he was an ancestor of the Duanmu family, the number 1 power in Yuezhou. He was almost a giant, and although he was slightly weaker than Qi Lianxuan, he was still an unfathomable figure. He was only one step away from becoming a giant. Lin Feng took the law. He pointed at an ink-colored stone and said, "Senior, please cut that stone." Duan Muchang nodded and went to cut the stone. Everyone looked over. The stone kept shrinking. Finally, a refreshing fragrance wafted out from the stone. An ink-colored fruit was sealed by a stone. "This is the soaring dragon fruit!" When he saw the fruit, Duan Muchang's eyes almost popped out. He was so excited that his whole body was trembling. "Heavens, it's actually the soaring dragon fruit!" Qi Lianxuan's expression changed. The soaring dragon fruit. The reincarnation of life and death. The soaring dragon fruit was a rare treasure of heaven and earth. If a cultivator at the peak of the creation realm used it to break through to the life and death realm, their chances of success would increase by 60%. If a cultivator at the peak of the life and death realm used the soaring dragon fruit to break through to the rebirth realm, their chances of success would increase by 30%. It's actually the soaring dragon fruit. This is a heavenly treasure that has disappeared since the ancient times. Duan Muchang actually obtained it. It seems like he's about to break through to the life and death realm and become a giant. The white-haired elders looked at Duan Muchang enviously. They were also quasi-giants. They couldn't break through. Now that they saw Duan Muchang cut the soaring dragon fruit, their hearts were filled with mixed feelings. At this moment, everyone came back to their senses. Lin Feng had cut 2 stones. He had cut them into the spring of life and the soaring dragon fruit. His ability to distinguish stones was too terrifying, wasn't it? Even the Stone King, Xian Yuanlong, was a far cry from him, right? Godly, truly godly. Reaching perfection is a saint. Little friend, you should be respectfully called the Stone Saint. Qi Liansun and the others said excitedly. They looked at where Lin Feng was standing and found that Lin Feng had already left with his 2 female companions. Quickly go find the little Stone Saint, the old men said excitedly. Lin Feng was too young, so they added the word little in front of him. Lin Feng was called the Little Stone Saint by this group of people. This was quite similar to how Lin Feng was called the Little Stone Saint in Angry Axe City because Lin Feng's ability to distinguish stones had reached perfection. Qi Liansun said, "Everyone, since the Little Stone Saint left quietly, it means he doesn't want to be disturbed. Won't he go to Holy Stone City in half a year? We should think of a way to collect the origin laws and wait for him to come to Holy Stone City in half a year." That's right. No matter what price we have to pay, we have to find the origin laws. When the time comes, we'll ask the Little Stone Saint to pick the stones for us. In the eyes of outsiders, this group of old men was respectable, but at this moment, they were like young cultivators who had seen a hero they worshipped. They were so excited that they couldn't control themselves. Chapter 904. On the way back, Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingyue's emotions were very complicated. Firstly, it was because Lin Feng had given them the ancient bronze hairpin, causing them to be incomparably shy. At the same time, they couldn't help but let their imaginations run wild. Most of the time, a man would give a woman a hairpin as a token of love. Such a precious thing, yet Lin Feng had given each of them one. Could it be that he had taken a fancy to both of them at the same time? This caused the 2 sisters to let their imaginations run wild. Although the relationship between the 2 of them was good, they couldn't accept the fact that the 2 of them were serving the same husband. However, if they were to give up on Lin Feng just like that, the 2 of them wouldn't be able to do it. Secondly, it was because of Lin Feng's godly stone discernment technique, which could be said to have reached perfection. Even Stone King Xian Yuanlong was far inferior to Lin Feng, right? Lin Feng's body added a lot of mysterious colors, like a fatal poison that teased the hearts of the 2 sisters, causing them to involuntarily want to know everything about Lin Feng. Just like when they came, when they left, many people had envious, jealous, and hateful expressions when they saw such a pair of beautiful sisters by Lin Feng's side. They really wanted to become Lin Feng so that they could enjoy the happiness of having 2 wives. After the 3 of them left the stone workshop, Lin Feng said with a smile, Don't tell others about what happened in the stone workshop, so as to avoid causing unnecessary trouble. Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingwen nodded. After returning to his residence, Lin Feng began to go into seclusion to refine the two laws. As for Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingwei, they both returned to their rooms and laid on their beds. Their minds were filled with Lin Feng's figure, and they couldn't get rid of it. As if they had thought of some embarrassing scene, the two sisters covered their pink faces and shyly twisted their soft and enchanting bodies on the bed. As for Lin Feng, he was refining the two laws he had obtained. He had already refined one of the laws in his body. After breaking through to the creation realm, one would condense a law. Under normal circumstances, a cultivator at the first layer of the creation realm would have one law. A cultivator at the second layer of the creation realm possessed 3 laws. A cultivator at the third firmament of the creation realm possessed 9 laws. A cultivator at the fourth layer of the creation realm possessed 27 laws. A cultivator at the fifth heavenly layer of the creation realm possessed 81 strands of Dharma laws. A cultivator at the sixth heavenly layer of the creation realm possessed 243 Dharma laws. A cultivator at the seventh layer of the creation realm possessed 729 Dharma laws. A cultivator at the eighth heavenly layer of the creation realm possessed 2,187 laws. A cultivator at the ninth layer of the creation realm possessed 6,561 strands of Dharma laws. A cultivator at the 10th heavenly layer of the creation realm possessed 19,683 strands of Dharma laws. As one's cultivation increased, the difference in the number of nomological laws that creation realm cultivators possessed would increase. The difference in strength would also increase. Although Lin Feng was only at the 8th heaven of the yin-yang realm, he had cultivated the archean dragonesque elephant skill, so his physical body was comparable to a master at the peak of the creation realm. His soul had also reached the 9th level of the creation realm. Because he had a law in his body, he was not weaker than a cultivator at the first firmament of the creation realm in terms of dharmic powers. Lin Feng had cultivated various powerful primordial mystic techniques. His strength was definitely enough to challenge a master at the second or third firmament of the creation realm. If Lin Feng refined the 2 laws that he had just obtained, the laws in his body would be exactly the same as a cultivator at the second firmament of the creation realm. His strength would soar again. Lin Feng spent the entire night refining the laws in his body. At dawn, the 2 laws were finally refined successfully. When Lin Feng sensed the increase in his strength, a smile appeared on his face. The next day, Lin Feng woke up late in the morning. When Lin Feng came out, he realized that Qiao Jinyu's friends had already arrived. Qiao Jinyu introduced them to everyone. There were a total of 5 of Qiao Jinyu's friends, 3 men and 2 women. They were all disciples of aristocratic families and had extraordinary talent. Among the 3 male cultivators, the slender and handsome cultivator was called Wang Fei. The skinny and slightly wretched cultivator was called Tian Kuan. The medium-sized cultivator was called Zhao Kua. Among the 2 women, the charming woman in a red dress was called Li Shishir. The other woman, who looked cold, was called Nailin Binger. The 5 of them only thought that Lin Feng was a friend of the Qiao family, so they did not pay much attention to Lin Feng. Moreover, Lin Feng's strength was not very strong in their eyes. This was because the weakest among the 5 of them was at the quasi-creation realm. Wang Fei, Tian Kuan, and Nailin Bing had already broken through to the creation realm. The groups sat down and discussed entering the ancient forest of the fallen immortal to search for the Falling Star Mountain Range. Li Shishir said, "The Falling Star Mountain Range is located in the central area of the ancient forest of the fallen immortal. There are already beast emperors in that area. It is extremely dangerous. If we are not careful, we will die. Therefore, we should not act alone." The others nodded. Qiao Jinyu asked, "What do you plan to do?" Nailin Binger said, "We have already asked around. It is said that a few large factions will be bringing large flying ships. There will be patriarchs on the ships, and they will be enough to deter the beast emperors in the ancient forest of the fallen immortal. How about we take a flying ship?" Obviously, Wang Fei, Tian Kuan, and Zhao Kuo already knew about this. Now that Nayland Binger had brought it up, she wanted to ask for Qiao Jinyu's opinion. Qiao Jinyu nodded and said, "This is the safest way. Let's wait for the flying ship to arrive." 3 days later, several flying ships arrived one after another. Because the flying ships were personally escorted by patriarchs, it was much safer. Therefore, the cost was naturally very high. The most basic cabin cost 10 top-grade spirit stones per person. The VIP cabin cost 30 top-grade spirit stones. The luxury cabin cost 80 top-grade spirit stones. There were also private rooms. The private rooms were divided into different tiers, but the cheapest one cost 2,000 top-grade spirit stones. Some of the more expensive ones cost tens of thousands of top-grade spirit stones. Lin Feng and the others boarded the flying ship. There were 21 people in total. Qiao Jinyu and the others spent 8,000 top-grade spirit stones to book a medium-sized private room. The room was well equipped, and there was even a cultivation room. It was very convenient. There was also a trading area inside the flying ship, where all sorts of items could be traded. At the same time, there was also a newly opened casino. One could gamble in the casino, and one could also bet on stones. It attracted many people. Lin Feng was not interested in it. He cultivated in his room, but he would occasionally go out to chat with the others. One day, when they were passing by a mountain range, a terrifying aura suddenly spread out from the mountain range. An endless black fog surged out from the mountain range. There seemed to be something terrifying in the black fog. Boom! The flying ship was attacked, and it shook violently in the air. Then, the flying ship started to fall. Many people were so frightened that their faces turned pale. Chapter 905. Fear quickly spread. Many people rushed out of the private rooms. The falling spaceship was hard to control. It was likely that the spaceship had been damaged. The ancient forest of fallen immortals was a terrifying place. So what if there were ancestor-level cultivators? The ferocious beasts of the ancient forest of fallen immortals were not afraid of them. "Open the cabins, get out!" The captain of the spaceship bellowed and gave the order. After the cabin was opened, countless cultivators flew out in a panic. Ah! But as soon as they flew out, they started to scream. In the sky, poisonous insects covered the sky. They were as big as a thumb. They looked like ants, scorpions, or centipedes. Their entire bodies were poisonous. Once stung, the body would be paralyzed. These poisonous insects were extremely terrifying. Many people were attacked by the poisonous insects. Their bodies fell down. Then, the insects covered the sky and covered the cultivators' bodies. In a few breaths' time, those cultivators turned into bones and fell down. It was a tragic death. "There are poisonous insects, use your Dharma powers to protect yourself!" shouted a cultivator. The people behind him hurriedly used their Dharma powers. "Take out your bronze tools to protect yourself," said Lin Feng to Qiao Tingyu and Qiao Tingyu. The two girls nodded. A group of people rushed out, but there were too many people. They were quickly separated. Lin Feng was in the middle of the crowd. When he was about to rush out of the cabin, he suddenly felt a biting cold, murderous intense around him. He turned around and saw more than 10 people coming out of the cabin. It was Huangfu Dushang. He was a strong cultivator of the Yuhua immortal dynasty. His cultivation level was unfathomable. "Master, let's go and deal with this boy," said a cultivator next to Huangfu Dushang. "The airship is about to fall. You guys go out. I'll deal with this boy." Huangfu Dushang's lips curved into a cold smile. "Yes." More than 10 cultivators rushed out of the cabin. Huangfu Dushang locked onto Lin Feng. As long as Lin Feng dared to move, he was attacking like a thunderbolt. The cultivators outside were attacked by the beast horde. Various ferocious birds swooped down from the sky and countless wild beasts charged out from the forest to attack the cultivators who were charging out from the flying ships. Many cultivators were drowned by the horde of beasts and died instantly. "Let's go!" 6 to 7 cultivators had gathered around Qiao Jinyu, while the rest of the people had been scattered. He found Xiao Tingyu and Xiao Tingyue, the siblings. "Where's Lin Feng? Big brother, have you seen Lin Feng?" Xiao Tingyu and Xiao Tingyue were looking for Lin Feng's whereabouts with pale faces. Seeing that his two sisters were so concerned about Lin Feng, Xiao Jinyu felt a little uncomfortable in his heart. He felt that his two sisters seemed to have fallen in love with Lin Feng. Although Xiao Jinyu also had a good impression of Lin Feng, it was naturally difficult for him to accept that his two sisters admired the same man at the same time. But when it came to feelings, who could say for sure? Moreover, his two sisters were rather opinionated people, so why would they listen to him? Of course, now was not the time to think about this. The most important thing now was to leave this dangerous place as soon as possible. Xiao Zhenyu said in a low voice, "Brother Lin's strength is unfathomable. Nothing will happen to him. Let's leave quickly. If something happens to you, won't Brother Lin feel pain and regret when he finds out?" The two sisters bit their red lips. After a fierce struggle in their hearts, they finally nodded. Xiao Jinyu could not help but smile bitterly. He was now certain that his two sisters had secretly fallen in love with Lin Feng. "Let's go!" The group quickly rushed into the distance. Roar! At that moment, a deafening roar shook the sky and the ground cracked open. A giant devil that was 1,000 meters tall rushed out and threw a punch at them. The giant devil's strength was too terrifying. It was definitely at the 5th or 6th heavenly layer of the creation realm. Many cultivators died miserably. "Not good, that's a dark giant devil. It's at the 6th heavenly layer of the creation realm. Tingyu Tingyue, hurry up and leave. I'll stop it." Xiao Jinyu's expression changed greatly. He was clearly a responsible person. Facing the dark giant devil's attack, Xiao Jinyu knew that if he could not stop it, everyone would die here. His first thought was to let his two sisters and his clansmen escape. Just as Xiao Jinyu was about to risk his life to stop the dark giant devil, a phoenix cry rang out. Two blue phoenixes soared into the sky and pounced on the dark giant devil, sending it flying. In the end, the two blue phoenixes turned into two ancient bronze hairpins and flew back into Xiao Ting and Xiao Tingyue's hands. Bronze items! When he saw the two ancient bronze hairpins, Xiao Jinyu's expression was full of shock. He naturally knew how shocking the value of these treasures was. How could his two sisters have such terrifying treasures? Xiao Tingyu said. "Lin Feng gave them to us." Xiao Jinyu smiled bitterly. It was no wonder that his two sisters had secretly fallen in love with Lin Feng. Lin Feng originally possessed a charm that women found hard to resist, and he was also so generous. He could easily give away a bronze item that was so precious that even the ancient giants would go crazy for it. This gave Xiao Jinyu an indescribable feeling. The group did not dare to stay any longer, and quickly left. Bang! A violent collision occurred within the airship. Lin Feng and Huangfu Dushang were engaged in a great battle. With just one strike, Lin Feng was sent flying by Huangfu Dushang. His face was somewhat pale. Only after exchanging blows did he realize how powerful Huangfu Dushang was. This person's cultivation had probably already reached the 7th or 8th level of the creation realm. "Brat, it's useless. You don't have to struggle anymore, because no matter how you struggle, you will definitely die today." The corner of Huangfu Dushang's mouth curled up into a cold expression. He walked towards Lin Feng step by step. "Is that so?" Lin Feng sneered. He directly threw out hundreds of talismans. Boom! Boom! The talismans exploded. Next, the entire airship began to explode. Man! Huangfu Dushang's face changed greatly. How could he still care about Lin Feng? If the airship exploded, both he and Lin Feng would be blown to death. Lin Feng also rushed outside. But it was obviously too late. Boom! A loud sound shook the sky, and the entire airship began to explode in the process of falling. The energy generated by the explosion blasted towards Lin Feng and Huangfu Dushang. Lin Feng and Huangfu Dushang hurriedly took out their magic treasures to block. But even so, Huangfu Dushang was still shaken to the point that he vomited large mouthfuls of blood, His face was deathly pale. It was obvious that he had suffered heavy injuries. Lin Feng's situation was not much better than Huang Fudushang's. He vomited 3 mouthfuls of blood in a row, his body falling down, but in midair, Lin Feng stabilized his body in time, and then rushed into the distance. "Brat, I want your life!" Huang Fudushang roared in anger, his entire face distorted. Lin Feng was like an ant in Huang Fudushang's eyes. But today, he was almost schemed to death by someone he regarded as an ant. Huang Fudushang was completely enraged. Chapter 906. In the forest, one was running and the other was chasing. 10 days had passed. Lin Feng was still unable to shake off Huang Fudushang. "Brat, do you really think you can escape? I can already sense that the magic power in your body is about to dry up. Let's see how you'll die then," Huang Fudushang said sinisterly. Lin Feng was holding a top-grade spirit stone in his hands. He was refining it. Lin Feng sneered. "I think you should worry about yourself. Your injuries will only worsen if you delay any longer. You might even go berserk because of your injuries. I know my body better than you, so I'll give you a chance to live. Swear that you'll become my slave, then I'll let you live," Huang Fudushang said indifferently. "Then I'll let you live. Swear that you'll become my slave, then I'll let you live. Who do you think you are? You dare to make me recognize you as my master?" Lin Feng scolded. "I'm giving you face, but you don't want it. Then I can only kill you." Huang Fudushang increased his speed. However, it was not easy for him to catch up to Lin Feng in a short period of time. Lin Feng was too fast. Another 3 days passed. On this day, Lin Feng and Huang Fudushang arrived at a dilapidated ancient ruin. This was an ancient ruin located in the depths of the ancient forest of the fallen immortals. There were many skeletons scattered in this place. There was a gloomy and cold aura. Even the sounds of insects and birds had disappeared without a trace. In such a dense forest, it would be very strange if one could not even hear the sounds of insects and birds. "Die, brat!" Huang Fudushang shouted coldly. He had already caught up and attacked Lin Feng with a palm. In the void, a huge energy handprint condensed into form. Waves of destructive energy rippled out from his body. The huge energy handprint fell from the sky and blasted towards Lin Feng. Huang Fudushang was a high-level creation realm cultivator. His strength was too tyrannical. With Lin Feng's current combat strength, he could probably fight against a cultivator at the 3rd or 4th heaven of the creation realm. However, there was still a huge gap between them and Huang Fudushang, who was an expert at the 7th or 8th layer of the creation realm. Facing this attack, Lin Feng waved his right hand and the 7 treasures glazed pagoda flew out. This treasure floated above Lin Feng and emitted a rainbow-colored light to protect Lin Feng's body. When the energy palm came crashing down, it was blocked by Lin Feng's 7 treasures glazed pagoda. Defensive Dao Artifact. Huang Fudushang's eyes immediately revealed a greedy expression. Dao artifacts were incomparably precious. Not to mention, defensive Dao treasures were even more precious. Lin Feng relied on the 7 treasures glazed pagoda to protect his body before he quickly rushed towards Huang Fudushang. Supreme Reincarnation Fist. Lin Feng didn't hold anything back, he used his strongest attack. When fighting against an expert of Huang Fudushang's level, he could not be the slightest bit careless. Huang Fudushang sneered. "It's useless. No matter how powerful your attack is, it won't be able to withstand a single blow from me." As soon as he finished speaking, Huang Fudushang swept a flying immortal fist towards Lin Feng. Clang! A muffled collision sound rang out. It was as if 2 primordial beasts had collided. The energy waves that dissipated destroyed a large area of the surrounding forest. Lin Feng was sent flying by Huang Fudushang's attack. Crack! Crack! His arm was broken. Huang Fudushang's realm was too high. There was almost no suspense in this battle. If it wasn't for the 7 treasures glazed pagoda's defensive power that had absorbed most of Huang Fudushang's power, that attack just now could have even completely destroyed Lin Feng's body. Lin Feng's life would return to the Yellow Springs. Let's see how you're going to attack with a broken arm. Huang Fu Duishang walked over step by step, the corners of his mouth full of cold killing intent. I forgot to tell you that I have a special physique. Lin Feng activated his immortal divine body, and the technique that had been broken by Huang Fu Duishang directly recovered. Huang Fu Duishang's face became gloomy when he saw this scene. What a strange special physique, but this kind of physique can't infinitely heal an injured body. Watch how I'll completely destroy your body. Huang Fu Duishang rushed over and launched an extremely violent attack on Lin Feng. The strength of the 8th level of the creation realm was completely displayed. Under Huang Fu Duishang's attacks, Lin Feng's body was destroyed again and again. Many places were covered in white bones. If it wasn't for the 7 treasures glazed pagoda that had absorbed most of Huang Fu Duishang's power, Lin Feng would have died at Huang Fu Duishang's hands more than 10 times. Using the immortal divine body to continuously repair his body had consumed Lin Feng's Fa Li very quickly, and he felt that he couldn't hold on any longer. This made Lin Feng's face become as gloomy as water. Boy, it seems that you can't hold on any longer. Within 3 moves I can take your life. Huang Fu Duishang laughed sinisterly, and he attacked again. A fist swept towards Lin Feng. Bang! A punch landed on Lin Feng's chest. Crack, crack! Lin Feng's sternum was shattered. Lin Feng flew out like a kite with a broken string, and his face was as pale as a sheet. This attack had caused him to be seriously injured again. Lin Feng got up from the ground and couldn't help but laugh bitterly. A high-level creation realm cultivator. It was really too terrifying. He almost didn't have any strength to fight back. Lin Feng naturally knew his current situation. If this continued, it wouldn't be long before he died. He was going to die at Huang Fu Duishang's hands. Is it possible to? Seeing Huang Fu Duishang attacking again, Lin Feng suddenly had a crazy idea in his mind. If he succeeded, he might be able to kill Huang Fu Duishang. Boy, accept the fate of death. Huang Fu Duishang smiled sinisterly. Whoosh! At this moment, a treasure flew out and rushed towards Huang Fu Duishang. A Dao artifact. A small golden bell. This was the Dao artifact that Lin Feng and Ning Han Huang had obtained from Xiang Jin after killing him together. This Dao artifact's power was extremely tyrannical. Now, Lin Feng had used this Dao artifact to attack Huang Fu Duishang. Huang Fu Duishang was shocked. Obviously, he didn't expect Lin Feng to have 2 Dao artifacts on him. Then, Huang Fu Duishang's eyes revealed endless greed. No matter how many treasures you have, these treasures will belong to me in the end. Huang Fu Duishang laughed loudly. Monstrous magic power spread out. Huang Fu Duishang used his powerful magic power to suppress the small golden bell. Under Huang Fu Duishang's suppression, the Dao artifact couldn't move an inch. Plunder! Huang Fu Duishang's mind power poured into the Dao artifact. He wanted to forcefully erase the mind imprint that Lin Feng had left in the small golden bell. Explode! At this moment, Lin Feng shouted. Once a treasure at the level of a Dao artifact self-destructed, it could cause unimaginable destructive power. Ordinary people would not self-destruct their Dao artifacts. This was because Dao artifacts were too precious. No one was willing to self-destruct their Dao artifacts. But Lin Feng didn't care. No matter how precious a Dao artifact was, it was still not worth mentioning compared to his own life. Waves of destructive power spread out from the Dao artifact. Huang Fu Duishang was so scared that his face turned pale. He threw the Dao artifact into the distance and turned to flee. Boom! But it was too late. The small golden bell self-destructed. The destructive power of a space-time storm escaped from the center of the explosion. It directly swallowed Huang Fu Duishang. No! Huang Fu Duishang screamed. However, he couldn't escape and was drowned by the destructive power of the Dao artifact's self-destruction. Lin Feng used the 7 treasures glazed pagoda to protect himself and fled frantically into the distance. Bang! Chapter 907. The energy gradually dissipated. As for Huang Fu Duishang, he had already been blasted into a pile of minced meat and bones that were scattered all around. Whoosh! Lin Feng, who was in the forest, was gasping for breath. He felt that he could not move his body at all. His injuries were extremely severe, and the magic power in his body had dried up. Endless darkness swept over. Lin Feng fainted. The Immortal Prefecture was one of the top 10 prefectures in Tianwu University's 63,000 prefectures. All kinds of powerful forces were located here. Rumor has it that ancient cultivators ascended to the Undying Realm from the Immortal Province's flying Immortal Cliff. However, after the ancient era, the order of the Heaven Martial Continent changed, and there were no more Deity Realm experts, let alone ascending to the Undying Realm. The Immortal Province's Yuhua Immortal Dynasty was a famous power in the Immortal Province. The Yuhua Immortal Dynasty was a scene of prosperity and extravagance. This power had been passed down for a long time and was abnormally powerful. There were also many experts among the younger generation. Huangfu Qintian was also a peak-level genius. Yuhua Immortal Dynasty Imperial Palace, Origin Spirit Lamp Hall. More than a dozen eunuchs were cleaning up the dust. Crack! Crack! Suddenly, a primordial spirit lamp shattered. To be able to be placed in the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty's primordial spirit lamp hall, one must be from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty's royal family. When the primordial spirit lamp was broken, it meant that the corresponding cultivator had died. The eunuchs were so frightened that they fell on their butts and sat on the ground. Their faces were filled with horror. "It's Lord Huangfu Dushang's origin spirit lamp," a young eunuch said in a trembling voice. Huangfu Dushang was at the 8th level of the creation realm. Even in the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty, he had a very noble status. But now, he was dead. "The world is going to change," the leader of the eunuchs said with a trembling voice. No matter who killed Huangfu Dushang. For this matter, the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty wouldn't let this matter rest. The eunuch quickly went to report to the Grand Eunuch in charge of the primordial spirit lamp hall. The head eunuch Si Li's expression changed when he learned of this. He quickly arrived at Yuhua Palace. This was the place where the human emperor of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty read all sorts of memorials. "Reporting to the human emperor, your servant has an important matter to discuss with you." The chief eunuch Si Li knelt on the ground. "Speak!" A faintly discernible yet supremely dignified voice came from the Ascension Palace. "Huangfu Dushang, who went to the ancient forest of the fallen immortals to search for Yuan meteor stones, has fallen." "There's actually such a thing?" "Go and investigate. No matter who it is, I'll crush their bones to dust for daring to kill the people of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty." An angry voice came from the Yuhua Palace. The night was bright and the stars were sparse. It was quiet in the forest. There were no roars of beasts, no chirping of insects or birds. Lin Feng's finger suddenly moved slightly. His eyelashes fluttered slightly. Then, he opened his eyes. He looked at the bright moon and the stars in the sky. Then, he coughed violently. Every time he coughed up blood. "He's actually still alive? How lucky." Lin Feng took a deep breath. He struggled to get up, then took out hundreds of top-grade spirit stones, piled them up beside him, and began to devour the energy of the top-grade spirit stones. A large amount of energy was absorbed by Lin Feng. The energy was converted into magic power, which continuously nourished Lin Feng's body. Lin Feng then used his immortal divine body to heal his injuries. Lin Feng's body was almost fully healed. Phew! Lin Feng let out a long breath. He sensed his body's condition and felt that he had almost fully recovered. Lin Feng took out a body-cleansing talisman and removed the bloodstains from his body. Then, he changed into a fresh set of clothes. He looked at the ruins in the distance. The ruins were huge, and there were broken fences and broken walls. It was quiet. Lin Feng was very surprised. How could there be such a huge ruin here? And from the looks of it, this place should have been very prosperous in the past. Lin Feng flew deeper into the ruins. Along the way, he saw many huge palaces, but they were all in ruins. Finally, Lin Feng stopped in front of a plaza. "What is this place?" He was very confused. There were so many palaces, but no clues were left behind. Lin Feng couldn't find out the truth of what happened here in the past. In the middle of the night, the moon was setting in the west. Lin Feng suddenly realized something strange. The silver moon and the 9 stars were connected in a line. He tried to look at it from another place, but he couldn't see this special situation. He could only see it from the center of the plaza. Could this place be? Suddenly, Lin Feng had a flash of inspiration. The 9 stars were connected. 9 tortoise shells. He quickly took out the 9 tortoise shells and placed them on the ground. Then, something strange happened. In the starry sky, the 9 stars connected in a line each shot out a ray of starlight. The 9 rays of starlight finally entered the 9 tortoise shells. It really is here. The entrance to the Heaven's Tribulation Demon Realm. Lin Feng took a deep breath. It was as he had imagined. This was the entrance to the Heaven's Tribulation Demon Realm. At this time, the 9 tortoise shells were floating in the air. A picture appeared on each tortoise shell. The 9 pictures intertwined in the air. In the end, the 9 pictures turned into a distorted door. The door spiraled in the air. Whoosh! Lin Feng flew directly into the door. He felt the world spinning. Soon, Lin Feng appeared in another world. This was an ancient forest. Lin Feng landed on the ground, and the 9 tortoise shells fell into his hands again. This world was suffused with a heavy aura that was like the primeval times. The Heaven's Tribulation Demon Realm. I found the Heaven's Tribulation Demon Realm. I wonder what secrets it hides. Lin Feng was delighted. He shot up into the sky and flew into the depths. When he passed by a mountain range. Crack, crack. Suddenly, the mountain range split open. In the mountain range, a troll stood up. Human, it's actually a human. A human has entered the Heaven's Tribulation Demon Realm. The giant devil let out a series of excited cries. He directly pounced on Lin Feng. Die! Lin Feng laughed coldly, rushed forward, and killed the troll with a supreme reincarnation punch. The troll's body exploded. It turned into the purest origin energy. This is? Lin Feng was shocked. The troll was not made of flesh and blood, but of the world's origin energy. Devour! Lin Feng burst into laughter and started absorbing the original strength of the gigantic demon. This world's origin energy could quickly increase a cultivator's cultivation base. This was because the world's origin energy was condensed. It was different from a cultivator's origin energy. A cultivator's origin energy had all kinds of impurities. When refining it, one had to think of ways to refine the impurities as well. Moreover, the effect was far from the world's origin energy. Human! Lin Feng had just swallowed the original strength of the earth and sky, which had turned into a gigantic demon. At this time, an earth-shattering roar came from the distant abyss. Another troll rushed out. This troll was much stronger than the previous one. The troll that rushed out from the abyss had 1,000 arms and 1,000 eyes. This was a 1,000-eyed, 1,000-armed troll. The 1,000-eyed, 1,000-armed troll roared and waved its 1,000 arms to attack Lin Feng. Chapter 908. The 1,000-armed and 1,000-eyed giant demon was indeed powerful. With this move, Lin Feng knew that this giant demon was 50 times stronger than the previous giant demon. Nomological Revolution! Lin Feng used the power of the nomological revolution, and a nomological revolution condensed in the void. This nomological revolution swept towards the 1,000-armed and 1,000-eyed giant demon like a chain of order. The 1,000-eyed giant demon was instantly shattered by the nomological revolution. The nomological revolution condensed by a creation realm cultivator was naturally powerful. Then, the nomological revolution wrapped around the 1,000-armed and 1,000-eyed giant demon. The giant demon's 1,000 hands that were attacking Lin Feng suddenly grabbed at Lin Feng. In the void, waves of destructive power rippled. The 1,000-armed and 1,000-eyed giant demon wanted to destroy Lin Feng's nomological revolution. But it was obvious that the giant demon underestimated the power of the nomological revolution. The nomological revolution began to actively devour the giant demon's power. Now, this nomological revolution was being refined by Lin Feng. The internal structure of the nomological revolution began to change, and Lin Feng gradually gave it the ability to devour. As time passed, the three nomological revolution that Lin Feng had refined would subtly receive Lin Feng's ability to devour. The thousand-armed and thousand-eyed giant demon roared, wanting to cut off the nomological revolution. But at this moment, the nomological revolution that Lin Feng had produced suddenly lengthened. The nomological revolution itself could freely change. Lin Feng's nomological revolution was like an immortal binding rope, binding the thousand-armed and thousand-eyed giant demon. The giant demon struggled hard but was unable to break free. Nomological revolution, as expected of the nomological revolution formed by the laws of heaven and earth. Lin Feng roared and stepped in front of the thousand-armed and thousand-eyed giant demon. He punched at the giant demon. Bang! With Lin Feng's punch, the thousand-armed and thousand-eyed giant demon directly exploded and turned into the purest origin energy of heaven and earth. Lin Feng activated his devouring martial spirit and directly devoured the origin energy of heaven and earth. Powerful dermic power surged in his body. The heaven and earth source energy formed by the thousand hands and thousand eyes was even more powerful, and the increase in cultivation was even more significant. Just as Lin Feng was refining the world essence power formed by the thousand-armed, thousand-eyed giant demon, an illusory figure silently appeared. This was a demon. This type of demon was called the Phantom Evil Demon. The Phantom Evil Demon was extremely strange and possessed powerful concealment techniques. The most powerful part of this kind of demon was its soul. The Phantom Evil Demon's body was very weak, so they would not fight their targets head-on. Instead, they would choose to hide beside their targets. Then, he suddenly launched a soul attack. Because the Phantom Evil Demons were very difficult to detect, once they launched a sneak attack, many people would have their souls instantly destroyed, dying miserably at the hands of the Phantom Evil Demons. Even if he was lucky enough to survive, his soul would be severely damaged. This was the terrifying aspect of the Phantom Evil Demon. Its attack was not only silent, but it was also powerful enough. After the Phantom Evil Demon sneaked up to Lin Feng's side, it let out a sinister laugh. Then, the Phantom Evil Demon's powerful soul energy surged out, instantly entering Lin Feng's mind. It wanted to destroy Lin Feng's soul. "Little brat, I'll devour you." The Phantom Evil Demon's soul energy condensed into a ferocious beast, baring its fangs and brandishing its claws. Buzz! An ancient lamp flew out. It suppressed the beast formed by the Phantom Evil Demon's soul. Bang! Just one attack. The beast formed by the Phantom Evil Demon's soul was instantly smashed to pieces. What a powerful soul energy! So it's a Phantom Evil Demon. It dares to launch a sneak attack on me while I'm cultivating? It really doesn't know life from death. Lin Feng directly devoured the Phantom Evil Demon's soul energy. A monstrous amount of magic power surged out, suppressing the Phantom Evil Demon's true body. The Phantom Evil Demon wanted to escape, but it was too late. It was directly suppressed by Lin Feng. Its soul was heavily damaged, and its whole body trembled. "Spare me! Spare me, young master!" the Phantom Evil Demon begged. "Someone like you dares to launch a sneak attack on me? Die! I'll devour you to increase my cultivation!" Lin Feng was about to kill the Phantom Evil Demon with a single palm. Not only did the Phantom Evil Demon have a powerful soul energy, but its body was also formed by the origin energy of the world. After devouring it, it would be greatly beneficial to one's cultivation. "Young master, I'm willing to exchange a huge secret for my life," the Phantom Evil Demon shouted. "Oh? A huge secret? What secret?" Lin Feng's eyes lit up. "Primordial Demon Liquid! Have you heard of Primordial Demon Liquid?" the Phantom Evil Demon asked. Lin Feng was shocked. He had naturally heard of Primordial Demon Liquid. It was a liquid formed by the origin energy of the world. There were many different kinds of origin energy in the world. They were all called the origin energy of the world, but if they were carefully divided, they could be divided into many different categories. For example, there were immortal origin, Tao origin, divine origin, monster origin, and demonic origin. Naturally, there was also demonic origin. The origin energy that Lin Feng had refined from the thousand-eyed, thousand-armed giant devil was one of the origin energies of the world, the demonic origin. When origin energy was condensed into a liquid, it was called primordial liquid. Primordial liquid was purer and more powerful. After refining it, one's cultivation would increase even faster. However, primordial demon liquid wasn't an ordinary primordial demon liquid. It was formed by the condensation of primordial demon liquid. It was rumored that primordial demon liquid was a kind of energy formed at the beginning of the world. Countless years had passed. Primordial demon liquid was nowhere to be found. Not to mention the primordial demon liquid condensed from primordial demon liquid. Lin Feng hadn't expected that there would be primordial demon liquid in the realm of monsters. If he could obtain the primordial demon liquid, Lin Feng believed that he would be able to make another breakthrough very quickly. "Where is the primordial demon liquid? Tell me, and I'll spare your life," Lin Feng said. "Only I know where the primordial demon liquid is. If you kill me, you won't be able to obtain the primordial demon liquid. I can take you to find it." The phantom evil demon's eyes flashed with a strange light that was hard to detect, and then it said aloud. Lin Feng said indifferently, "All right, if you can bring me to find the primordial demon liquid, not only will I not take your life, I'll even give you a lot to help you condense a body of flesh and blood as soon as possible." The phantom evil demon laughed strangely and said, "You're really benevolent and righteous. This little one is impressed. Please follow me." South. The phantom evil demon flew towards the depths of the realm of monsters. Lin Feng followed behind the phantom evil demon. A day later, they arrived at a huge mountain range. "The primordial demon liquid is in the depths of the mountain range, but it's very dangerous there. I have no way to enter, so whether you can obtain the primordial demon liquid will depend on whether you're strong enough," the phantom evil demon said. "All right, I'll go in and take a look." Lin Feng flew towards the mountain range. Just as he entered the mountain range, suddenly, rumble, a terrifying aura permeated the air. In the mountain range, a large array was intertwined. Outside the array, a sinister and terrifying aura spread out. Black fog rolled. One could vaguely see more than a dozen demons and fierce beasts hibernating within the black fog. "Foolish human, I was lying to you. You actually believed me. Now that you're trapped in the killing array, let's see how you'll die." Chapter 909. The phantom evil demon thought that he had tricked Lin Feng, so at that moment, he was extremely arrogant and complacent. "Today, I can finally taste the delicious flesh of a human. Brother Phantom Evil Demon, thank you so much. If you hadn't lured this brat here, we wouldn't have been able to taste the delicious flesh of a human." Many demons and beasts in the surroundings laughed evilly. They were all cruel and bloodthirsty. Lin Feng sneered and said, "Did you really think that I was lured here? I already knew that this phantom evil demon wouldn't cooperate with me obediently, and would secretly scheme against me, so I beat him at his own game and let him lure me to your nest. I'll be able to catch all of you in one fell swoop and save me the trouble of looking for you." The demons and beasts were slightly startled when they heard that. The phantom evil demon sneered and said, "Brat, it doesn't matter if you were lured or if you beat me at my own game. You are now trapped in a great formation. This great killing formation is an immemorial killing formation. Although it's not as powerful as it used to be because of its age, it's still more than enough to deal with you. Haha, everyone, let's activate the great formation and kill this human brat. I can't wait to taste his flesh and soul." A beast laughed evilly. "This brat's bloodline seems to be extremely powerful. After eating him, we'll all be able to obtain great benefits." A giant demon roared. "Then what are we waiting for? Activate the great formation and kill him!" Boom! 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 A group of demons and beasts started activating the Great Killing Formation, wanting to kill Lin Feng. A terrifying chi pervaded the air from the Great Killing Formation. That terrifying chi made Lin Feng's hair stand on end. It was as if an ancient demon had come back to life. Lin Feng had the feeling that his hair was standing on end. As expected of the immemorial slaughtering array. Although it's extremely damaged, it still possesses the power to easily kill me. Although I'm a heaven rank array master now, it's not an easy task to break this immemorial slaughtering array. However, this isn't a problem for me. Dragon Rabbit, come out! Lin Feng waved his right hand. Dragon Rabbit was immediately summoned by Lin Feng. The Dragon Rabbit could freely shuttle through all kinds of killing arrays. This was the Dragon Rabbit's racial talent. He was born with it. The little guy and Lin Feng had a telepathic connection. It carried Lin Feng and jumped around the array. Boom! Boom! The immemorial ultimate killing formation was activated by the demons and beasts outside. Waves of destructive energy blasted towards Lin Feng. However, Lin Feng followed the Dragon Rabbit and shuttled through the grand array. Lin Feng smoothly dodged all the attacks that came crashing down. Very soon, under Dragon Rabbit's lead, Lin Feng charged out of the absolute kill grand array. Lin Feng put the Dragon Rabbit back into the beast's slave bag. At this moment, the demons and beasts outside also saw Lin Feng. The demons and ferocious beasts looked as if they had seen a ghost. They obviously didn't expect Lin Feng to be able to escape from the immemorial ultimate killing formation. Even if an ancient giant was trapped inside, the only path left for them would be death, right? How did Lin Feng escape? Many demons and ferocious beasts were extremely puzzled. However, these demons and ferocious beasts were originally vicious. After seeing Lin Feng come out, they were not afraid. Because they had the advantage in numbers, and Lin Feng was only one person. Attack together and destroy this brat. A ferocious beast roared and took the lead to charge towards Lin Feng. Immediately after, the rest of the demons and ferocious beasts also pounced towards Lin Feng. Humph, you want to kill and eat me with your meager cultivation? The corner of Lin Feng's mouth curved into a sinister smile. He waved his right hand. Rumble, all of a sudden, 3 laws flew out. These 3 laws were like 3 moving mountains in the sky. Their auras were heavy, and they sealed the world. They suppressed the demons and ferocious beasts. Bang, 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 along with the sounds of collision, one after another, could be heard. The laws collided with the demons and ferocious beasts. These demons and ferocious beasts were sent flying. Lin Feng rushed into the battlefield and punched a ferocious beast. That ferocious beast was sent flying by the laws. It still hadn't recovered from the shock. In the next moment, Lin Feng blasted its body apart and turned it into world origin energy. With the cooperation of the laws, Lin Feng was unstoppable. One by one, the demons and ferocious beasts were killed. This brat is ferocious. We are not his match. Run! The remaining demons and ferocious beasts screamed in fear and fled into the distance, wanting to escape. But how could Lin Feng let them escape? Every law was like a vigorous and powerful mountain range. They ruthlessly smashed down. Then, these demons and ferocious beasts were directly smashed to death by the laws. Their bodies then turned into the purest world origin energy. In the blink of an eye, only the phantom evil demon was left of the dozen demons and ferocious beasts. Lin Feng attacked the phantom evil demon with a palm. The phantom evil demon roared in fear. You can't kill me. I am the trusted aide of the White Tiger Demon Lord. If you kill me, the White Tiger Demon Lord won't let you go. You really have guts. Even now, you still dare to threaten me. I'll kill you first, then I'll kill the White Tiger Demon Lord. Lin Feng sneered and slapped down. When Lin Feng's punch landed on the evil spirit's body, it immediately exploded. Soul Search! Lin Feng stretched out his right hand and grabbed the phantom evil demon's primordial spirit that hadn't dissipated yet. His divine sense entered the phantom evil demon's primordial spirit. After searching, he learned a lot of information. It turned out that these ferocious beasts were the ferocious beasts under the White Tiger Demon Lord. The White Tiger Demon Lord was one of the most ferocious demonic beasts in the heavenly tribulation demon realm. It was extremely powerful and occupied an area. The reason why the White Tiger Demon Lord was so powerful was because the White Tiger Demon Lord had obtained a good fortune. That good fortune was that the White Tiger Demon Lord knew the whereabouts of the primordial demon liquid. The White Tiger Demon Lord would go and devour the primordial demon liquid every once in a while. Every time it devoured the primordial demon liquid, the White Tiger Demon Lord's strength would increase. Therefore, the White Tiger Demon Lord's strength was growing stronger and stronger. So this phantom evil demon's information about the primordial demon liquid wasn't groundless. However, the phantom evil demon's soul didn't have the specific location of the primordial demon liquid. It seems that only the White Tiger Demon Lord knows the location of the primordial demon liquid. Lin Feng narrowed his eyes and began to refine the world's origin energy he had devoured. 2 hours later, Lin Feng continued to fly towards the depths of the heavenly tribulation. Roar! Even though he was very far away, he could hear the roars of beasts shaking the mountains. In the distance, a 300-meter-long giant white tiger was fighting against a golden sky-splitting condor with a wingspan of 500 meters. The collision between the two fierce beasts was extremely fierce. The golden sky-splitting condor tore off a piece of the giant white tiger's flesh with its claws. The giant white tiger roared in pain and used its claws to fiercely slap the golden sky-splitting condor's body, sending it flying several hundred meters away. Wow! It's the White Tiger Demon Lord fighting against the golden sky-splitting condor. Lin Feng was shocked. He had obtained a lot of information from the phantom evil demon's memories, including some of the overlords of the heavenly tribulation demon realm. For example, the golden sky-splitting condor that was fighting against the White Tiger Demon Lord was an overlord of the skies that was comparable to the White Tiger Demon Lord. Chapter 9-10. The golden sky-splitter condor was extremely fast as well. It flapped its huge golden wings. Whoosh! 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 The White Tiger Demon Lord had no choice but to block the incoming wind blades. After the two sides clashed in the air, they quickly retreated. White Tiger Demon Lord, don't you think it's too greedy for you to monopolize the primordial demon liquid? If you know what's good for you, you should share the primordial demon liquid with us. Otherwise, today will be the day you die. The golden sky-splitter condor's voice was filled with endless killing intent. The White Tiger Demon Lord sneered. You want to snatch the primordial demon liquid? You're overestimating yourself. What if we join in as well? A cold laugh came from afar. A fire ape flew over quickly. The fire ape actually had 2 heads. The head on the left had 3 eyes. The right head had a single eye. It was extremely strange. 4-eyed fire ape! Lin Feng, who was hiding in the dark, recognized the origin of this beast. The 4-eyed fire ape was also an overlord-level existence. Its strength was extremely tyrannical. Since it appeared here, it must have reached an agreement with the golden sky-splitter condor to deal with the White Tiger Demon Lord. Crack! Crack! Suddenly, the ground split open, and a 1,000-meter-long yellow snake crawled out of the ground. Brilliant serpent! Lin Feng was shocked. It was an earth elemental sacred beast. White Tiger Demon Lord, you're too greedy. You only know how to enjoy good things and don't know how to share them with others. You'll make a lot of enemies this way. We've known each other for a long time. Now I'll give you one last chance to share the primordial demon liquid with us. If you don't cooperate, we'll have to kill you. The brilliant serpent spoke in human language. You've come at the right time. It also saves me the trouble of going to your territories and defeating you one by one. Now that I've dealt with you all together, it saves me a lot of trouble. The White Tiger Demon Lord sneered. The White Tiger Demon Lord used to be on the same level as the 3 Demon Lord, but now that the White Tiger Demon Lord has obtained the primordial demon liquid, the balance between them has been broken. The three ferocious beasts felt threatened by the White Tiger Demon Lord, so they joined forces to kill the White Tiger Demon Lord. Lin Feng narrowed his eyes slightly as he analyzed the sequence of events. Ferocious beasts were very cunning. They attacked, killed, and devoured each other to increase their own cultivation. If the White Tiger Demon Lord grasps enough power, then the White Tiger Demon Lord will be defeated. How could they not kill the three Overlord-level beasts? Do it! The three Overlord-level cultivators shouted coldly at the same time. Then, they split into three different directions and attacked the White Tiger Demon Lord. They're going to fight! Lin Feng narrowed his eyes and completely concealed his aura. When the sandpiper and the clam fight, the fisherman benefits. If Lin Feng fought against these Overlord-level beasts, it would be very difficult for him to kill them. Even if he could kill them, it would be a tough fight. But now, the White Tiger Demon Lord was fighting against the three Overlord-level beasts. If both sides were injured, Lin Feng was most willing to see it happen. Once both sides were injured, Lin Feng would have the opportunity to kill them all and devour them to increase his cultivation. Golden Sacred God-Splitting Slash. The golden sky-splitting condor let out a long cry and turned into a dazzling golden ray of light. It rushed up to the 9 heavens. It tore through heaven and earth. It attacked the White Tiger Demon Lord. 5 Mountains Immortal Suppression Seal. The brilliant snake let out a loud roar and opened its mouth to spit out a gigantic mountain in the void. The mountain fell from the sky and suppressed the White Tiger Demon Lord. This was a very powerful divine ability. It was said to be able to suppress immortals. From this, one could see how terrifying this divine ability was. The four-eyed flame ape also attacked. Its 4 eyes opened. Blood wheel eye. The four-eyed flame ape's cold voice sounded. Rays of blood-red light shot out from the 4 eyes. These rays of blood-red light contained a powerful destructive power. The 3 Overlord-level beasts attacked the White Tiger Demon Lord with their strongest attacks. They were trying to kill the White Tiger Demon Lord with 1 attack. Humph, do you really think you can kill me? How ridiculous. I've been drinking primordial demon liquid for a year. My cultivation has increased to a level that you can't even imagine. Since you want to die today, I'll help you. As soon as it finished speaking, the White Tiger Demon Lord's body emitted a powerful chi. It was as if there was a god hidden inside the White Tiger Demon Lord's body. Now that the god had awakened, it was releasing its own chi. The fluctuations were too terrifying. It made people's hair stand on end. Good heavens, the White Tiger Demon Lord's chi is so terrifying. It was deliberately hiding its strength before. Lin Feng was shocked. Originally, the White Tiger Demon Lord was on par with the other 3 Overlord-level beasts. But now that the White Tiger Demon Lord had released its own chi, Lin Feng felt that the White Tiger Demon Lord's strength was at least 3 or 4 realms higher than the other 3 Overlord-level beasts. Such a big gap. This battle was going to be reversed. As expected, the White Tiger Demon Lord, who had displayed his full strength, exploded with terrifying battle prowess. It unleashed the Tiger King's roar to the heavens, shattering the attacks of the 3 Overlord-level ferocious beasts. Then, the White Tiger Demon Lord jumped up, turned into a white light, and attacked the golden sky-splitting condor. White Emperor Holy Beast Slash! At that moment, the White Tiger Demon Lord seemed to have transformed into an extremely domineering holy beast. 1 attack. Shattered heaven and earth. Shattered heaven. The golden sky-splitting condor wanted to dodge, but it was too late. It was torn in half by the White Tiger Demon Lord's white light. Then, the white light attacked the four-eyed fire ape. The four-eyed fire ape's eyes shot out 4 rays of blood-colored light, trying to block the White Tiger Demon Lord's white light. But the 4 rays of blood-colored light couldn't stop the White Tiger Demon Lord's attack. Pooh! The White Tiger Demon Lord rushed in front of the four-eyed fire ape and directly tore it in half. The four-eyed fire ape died. Seeing this, the brilliant serpent was so scared that its soul almost left its body. It wanted to drill into the ground and escape. But at that moment, the White Tiger Demon Lord charged over in the form of a white beam. Pooh! The brilliant serpent's huge body was cut into a dozen pieces by the white tiger demon lord. But the vitality of snakes was extremely tenacious. The brilliant serpent was cut into a dozen pieces, but it still didn't die. The front half of the brilliant serpent's body fled towards the abyss. However, the white light that the white tiger demon lord had transformed into slashed over. The brilliant serpent saw that it couldn't escape, and its cold eyes were filled with madness. White tiger demon lord, if you want to die, we'll die together! Boom! The next moment, the brilliant serpent self-destructed. The white tiger demon lord soared into the sky in an attempt to avoid the energy impact of the brilliant serpent's self-destruction. But it was too late. The white tiger demon lord was swallowed up by the explosion. When the shockwave dissipated, the white tiger demon lord appeared. At that moment, the white tiger demon lord's body exploded into pieces. It was as if it would turn into a pile of minced meat at any moment. The origin energy of heaven and earth flowed through its body, barely preventing its body from shattering. Once I devour your source energy, I'll be able to recover very quickly. Although the white tiger demon lord had suffered a near-fatal injury, it wasn't worried at all because the origin energy of the three overlords was still there. As long as it swallowed the origin energy, not only would it be able to recover, but its cultivation would also increase. The white tiger demon lord was about to swallow the origin energy of the three overlords. Roar! Suddenly, a bestial roar shook the sky. Not good! The white tiger demon lord looked terrified. Its injuries were too severe, and it couldn't fight against the other overlords. The white tiger demon lord didn't dare to stay. It didn't even swallow the origin energy of the three overlords before it fled. Lin Feng took the Qiongqi clone back into his body, then quickly rushed towards the origin energy of the three overlords. The mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the Oreo behind. The white tiger demon lord was severely injured, and it was like a frightened bird, so Lin Feng easily used the Qiongqi clone to scare the white tiger demon lord away. A centipede dies but never falls down. I'll let the white tiger demon monarch escape first. When he recovers, I'll kill him quietly. That's the best choice. But the most important thing now is to refine the three overlords' ferocious beast essences and increase my strength. Lin Feng waved his hand and swallowed the origin energy of the three overlords. What's this? Suddenly, Lin Feng's eyes widened. His expression was full of disbelief, but then it turned into ecstasy. Chapter 9:11. Every single strand of principle radiated astonishing energy fluctuations as it hovered within the origin energy. It was a beautiful sight to behold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lin Feng counted. There were 43 strands of Dharma law in total. Lin Feng was overjoyed. If he could refine these Dharma laws, his strength would surpass that of a cultivator of the fourth celestial layer of the fortune realm. Dharma laws, Dharma laws. When a living being dies, the Dharma laws disperse, but the Dharma laws of these overlords are preserved. Lin Feng was astonished, but he also felt extremely lucky. These overlords were all fortune realm cultivators, so they naturally had Dharma laws in their bodies. However, when a living being died, the Dharma laws would disperse. Only special methods could seal 1 or 2 Dharma laws and prevent them from dispersing. The three overlords had 43 Dharma laws in total, which was beyond Lin Feng's expectations. Lin Feng guessed that it might have something to do with the fact that the overlords were condensed from the original strength of the world. Devour! Lin Feng waved his hand and devoured all the original strength of the world and the Dharma laws. Lin Feng quickly left to find a safe place to refine the original strength of the world and the Dharma laws. He went to a quiet valley and set up a Dharma spell to seal the valley. Then, he sat down cross-legged. After Lin Feng devoured the original strength of the world, his cultivation level increased greatly. He went from the middle of the 8th celestial layer of the yin-yang realm to the late stage of the 8th celestial layer of the yin-yang realm. Then, Lin Feng started refining the 43 strands of Dharma laws. Despicable human boy, how dare you refine us? You're courting death. Let's kill this human boy together. Go to hell. The Dharma laws manifested the silhouettes of the three overlords. It was the power of their primordial spirits that hadn't dispersed yet. Whoosh! The three silhouettes rushed towards Lin Feng's soul, baring their fangs and brandishing their claws. They wanted to destroy Lin Feng's soul. However, Lin Feng sneered and the primal chaos ancient lamp flew out. You don't know the difference between life and death. The primal chaos ancient lamp descended from the sky, suppressing the three beasts. No! The three ferocious beast phantoms cried out in fear. They wanted to flee, but it was too late. The primal chaos ancient lamp suppressed them. With a peng sound, the three vicious beast phantoms exploded, turning into the purest form of soul power that was absorbed by Lin Feng. Then, Lin Feng began to refine the 43 laws one by one. 3 days later, all 43 strands of law had been successfully refined by Lin Feng. Within Lin Feng's dantian, there were a total of 46 strands of law energy. It was like a primordial beast was hibernating within it. Feeling the tyrannical spiritual energy in his body, Lin Feng had the feeling that he could shatter the heaven and earth with a raise of his hand. This heavenly tribulation demon realm is truly my blessed land. How long have I been here? My cultivation has increased by more than 10 times. Lin Feng smiled. I wonder how the White Tiger Demon Lord is doing. It's time to kill the White Tiger Demon Lord and obtain the law energy in his body. At the same time, I'll also obtain information about the primal demon liquid. Lin Feng directly soared into the sky and flew towards the White Tiger Demon Lord's nest. The White Tiger Mountain Range was a continuous chain of mountains. The mountains were majestic and ancient, and the ridges were as strong as the bodies of dragons. This was the White Tiger Demon Lord's nest. At that moment, many ferocious beasts were patrolling around the mountain range. They were the Demon Lord's subordinates. Now that the White Tiger Demon Lord had been severely injured, his subordinates would definitely be on high alert. However, Lin Feng easily deceived them and arrived at the deepest part of the White Tiger Mountain Range. In a valley, the White Tiger Demon Lord was lying on the ground. His body was constantly splitting apart, but the essence was gathering back together. Every time he split apart and gathered back together, his injuries would heal a lot. The White Tiger Demon Lord's healing method was quite strange. Although the White Tiger Demon Lord has been severely injured, he's too strong. If he counterattacks before death, he might kill me, so I need to be very careful. Lin Feng narrowed his eyes and didn't act rashly. He noticed that the sky was gradually darkening. Lin Feng waited for the sky to completely darken, then used the darkness escape technique to hide his body. Then, he launched a peerless stab at the White Tiger Demon Lord. Time passed. Darkness descended and covered the earth. The White Tiger Demon Lord was lying on the ground weakly, recovering from his injuries. Lin Feng had already quietly moved. He carefully sneaked towards the White Tiger Demon Lord. The darkness escape technique that he cultivated was also a peerless escape technique. It allowed him to move forward in the darkness. It was as difficult as ascending to the heavens to find him. However, Lin Feng didn't let his guard down because of this, because the White Tiger Demon Lord was very strong. The slightest movement would be noticed by him. Lin Feng wanted to kill the White Tiger Demon Lord in one hit. One hit! He wanted to kill the White Tiger Demon Lord, so that the White Tiger Demon Lord wouldn't even have a chance to counterattack. Lin Feng lurked above the White Tiger Demon Lord. This was the best place to assassinate him. He was waiting for the best moment to arrive. At this moment, Lin Feng was like an assassin in a dynasty of assassins. Extremely patient. Either he didn't make a move, or once he did, it would be a thunderous attack that would instantly kill his opponent. Finally, Lin Feng found an opportunity. Something seemed to have happened while the White Tiger Demon Lord was healing. His body emitted a violent fluctuation. Crack, crack. The White Tiger Demon Lord's body began to crack. It had suffered such a serious injury, so it was naturally impossible for it to heal in one go. The White Tiger Demon Lord was trying hard to prevent his body from completely shattering. At this moment, Lin Feng made his move. He descended from the sky, holding the black dragon's sword in his hand, and stabbed towards the white tiger demon lord. The white tiger demon lord, who was trying hard to suppress his injuries, didn't expect that someone would sneak over to assassinate him. So for a moment, he was stunned. Immediately after, the white tiger demon lord roared and waved his huge claws towards Lin Feng, wanting to send Lin Feng flying. However, it was all too late. Lin Feng was too close to the white tiger demon lord. He attacked in a flash. As fast as lightning. The sword stabbed down, leaving the white tiger demon lord with no way to dodge. Poochie! Lin Feng's sword instantly pierced through the white tiger demon lord's head, and then his right hand suddenly shook. There was a loud bang. The white tiger demon lord's body directly exploded. Lin Feng grabbed the white tiger demon lord's remnant soul. Lin Feng's divine sense invaded the white tiger demon lord's remnant soul and found information about the primordial demon liquid. This made Lin Feng very happy. He turned his head to look at the white tiger demon lord's world origin energy, and saw that there were 81 laws entrenched in the world origin energy. Every strand of principle vibrated with a murderous aura. The white tiger was in charge of killing. So the white tiger demon lord's law also contained endless killing intent. Haha, 81 laws, great, let me devour them all. Chapter 9:12. Roar, roar, roar! Outside the white tiger mountain range, roars shook the sky. Ferocious beasts rushed over from all directions. It's a human! What a powerful flesh and blood essence! The white tiger demon lord was killed by him. Let's go together and kill this human and devour his flesh and blood. After seeing Lin Feng, the powerful beasts immediately roared. Those ferocious beasts threw themselves at Lin Feng. Lin Feng looked cold and detached. He took a step forwards and threw a punch. It was like a god had descended to the world. Everything in his path turned into nothingness. Fierce beasts were killed by Lin Feng one by one. Lin Feng's body emitted an endless domineering aura, allowing the beast tide to kill him. One punch, one person, one punch, broke the sky and shattered the earth. Countless beasts were killed. This brat isn't human. He's too abnormal. Run! The horde of beasts was being slaughtered to the point of trembling in fear. Many ferocious beasts fled for their lives. Lin Feng directly devoured the origin energy of heaven and earth formed by the dead beasts. Then, he flew into the distance. 5 days later, a figure was flying quickly in the forest. It was Lin Feng, who had just come out of seclusion. Now, Lin Feng's body had reached 127 precepts. It could be said to be tyrannical. Purely based on the number of precepts, he could directly crush a 5th-level creation realm cultivator. 300 miles to the west, there's a Black Demon Mountain. In the Black Demon Mountain, there's a Demon Cliff. The Demon Cliff contains an incredible amount of death energy. Any living being who enters the Demon Cliff will be corroded by death energy and die. The primordial demon liquid is in the depths of the Demon Cliff. This was the information Lin Feng obtained from the White Tiger Demon Lord's memory. The reason why the White Tiger Demon Lord could enter was because of the White Tiger killing intent condensed in the Demon Lord's body. The White Tiger killing intent restrained the death energy in the Demon Cliff. In this world, all kinds of powers were mysterious and unfathomable. Soon, Lin Feng saw a huge mountain range. In the depths of the mountain range, black peaks towered between heaven and earth. 4 huge peaks surrounded each other, forming a cliff. That place was the Black Demon Cliff. Lin Feng entered Black Demon Cliff. The power of death surged over, wanting to devour Lin Feng. You want to devour me? How ridiculous! Lin Feng activated the Tao character, Death. The Tao character Death was the source of the great Tao, and it countered the power of death. Sure enough, after the Death Tao character was activated, the surrounding death energy began to disperse. However, it did not completely disperse. White Tiger killing intent. Lin Feng circulated the laws of the White Tiger Demon Lord within his body. In an instant, a terrifying killing intent emanated from his body. This was the White Tiger's killing intent. The White Tiger killing intent was similar to the heaven-punishing battle will that Lin Feng comprehended earlier. Both of them belonged to a type of momentum. Moreover, because the White Tiger was mainly used for killing, the White Tiger's killing intent was extremely heavy. Once enveloped by the White Tiger's killing intent, many people would instantly lose their will to fight. There were millions of types of momentum, and each type was naturally different. After the White Tiger's killing intent spread out from Lin Feng's body, it immediately dispersed the power of death that still lingered around Lin Feng's body. The Dao character Death Dao and the White Tiger's killing intent combined perfectly, making it difficult for the power of death to invade Lin Feng's body. Lin Feng arrived at the bottom of Black Demon Cliff, where he discovered a pool. The pool was enveloped by an endless amount of death energy, and it was filled with primordial demon liquid. From time to time, primordial demon liquid overflowed from the pool, then gathered together and flowed out. It seems that the White Tiger Demon Monarch has no way of getting close to the pool. It comes here every once in a while because it needs to wait for the primordial demon liquid to gather together. Many little drops make an ocean. Lin Feng narrowed his eyes and walked towards the pool. Pool of death, I am the god of death, harvesting lives. Suddenly, a deep and cold voice sounded. Then, a man wearing the god of death's robe appeared. His body was surrounded by an endless amount of death chi. That man called himself the god of death, and he was an evil spirit that had been born from the death chi. The god of death stepped forward and attacked Lin Feng. He wanted to kill Lin Feng. A mere evil spirit dares to call himself the god of death? You're overestimating yourself. Today, I will kill you, evil spirit. Lin Feng looked indifferent. He stepped forward and used his supreme reincarnation fist. Bang! Lin Feng and the god of death collided. They both retreated a few steps. Despicable human, accept the punishment of the god of death. God of death destroys the world. The god of death attacked again, trying to kill Lin Feng. Devouring martial spirit, increase fighting strength by 5 times. Lin Feng started to circulate his 5 devouring martial spirits. The magic power in his body had increased by 5 times. Lin Feng's chi became violent. He attacked the god of death with his supreme reincarnation fist again. This punch was not something that the previous punch could compare to. With an explosion of 5 times his combat strength, the supreme reincarnation fist was pushed to the pinnacle. Lin Feng collided with the god of death again. His spine moved like a dragon, and the muscles in his right arm bulged. His spiritual energy flowed through his arm. His entire arm seemed to have become thicker in an instant. This peerless and invincible punch landed on the body of the Grim Reaper, causing his body to explode. The god of death disappeared into thin air and turned back into death energy. Death energy? Can it increase the strength of my Dao character, Death? Lin Feng couldn't help but think. He started to devour the death energy. Lin Feng devoured an endless amount of death energy. His actions could be described as crazy. Everyone avoided death energy. Lin Feng actually dared to take the initiative to devour it. If others saw this, they would probably be scared to death. The death energy was far inferior to the death energy that entered Lin Feng's body. It was all devoured by the death of Dao. Lin Feng's death of Dao was only at the minor mastery realm. It quickly reached the major mastery realm, then the perfection realm, and then the perfection realm. In Lin Feng's Dantian, lightning suddenly intertwined above the divine ability array formed by the death of Dao. This was called divine ability evolving lightning. It meant that this ability had been cultivated to the extreme. Suddenly, a hazy and mysterious figure appeared above the divine ability array. He was like the Lord of the Underworld, the Lord of Death. His every move was mysterious and filled with endless power. It was as if he could destroy the world. Suddenly, a lot of information appeared in Lin Feng's mind. His death of Dao had reached the perfection realm. He had awakened one of the 3,000 great Das, the great art of death. Between the various worlds, there were 3,000 great Daos that were separated from the world. Rumor had it that as long as one could cultivate any of the 3,000 great Daos to the perfection realm, they could break through to godhood. For example, Lin Feng's 5 Emperor's dragon fists, when cultivated to the peak, would transform into the 5 elements art. There was also the great purification art that Lin Feng had learned. They were all part of the 3,000 great Daos. At that moment, in Lin Feng's brain, there was a dense list of cultivation methods. The Great Death Art. It's actually one of the 3,000 great Daos, the Great Death Art. Lin Feng looked at the information in his brain. His heart was pounding violently. Chapter 9:13. Haha, I actually obtained the inheritance of the Great Death Art. It's comparable to an Emperor art. Even with Lin Feng's mental state, he couldn't help but laugh out loud in excitement. An Emperor art was a supreme technique created by a great emperor. Any Emperor art had the power to destroy the world. The 3,000 great Daos evolved into 3,000 divine abilities when the Tao reached its peak. Some of the 3,000 great Daos were auxiliary great Daos. For example, the Great Purification art could forcefully convert people into their slaves. The Great 5 Elements art could communicate with the power of heaven and earth and allow a cultivator's cultivation to advance by leaps and bounds. These 3,000 great Daos weren't offensive great Daos. Among the 3,000 great Daos, there were 72 offensive great Daos, such as the Great Karma art, the Great Creation art, the Great Reincarnation art, the Great Death art, the Great Destruction art, and so on. Naturally, there were differences in strength among the 72 types of offensive 3,000 great Daos. However, even the weakest type of offensive 3,000 great Daos was comparable to an emperor technique in terms of power. Lin Feng's supreme reincarnation fist was powerful enough, but it wasn't a complete emperor art. It was equivalent to an emperor art's embryonic form. As for the Great Death art, it was equivalent to a complete emperor art. Once it was cultivated, Lin Feng didn't know how strong it would be, because he hadn't started cultivating the Great Death art yet. Lin Feng waved his hand and the pool of primordial demon liquid was stored in a spatial bottle by Lin Feng. This amount of primordial demon liquid could last Lin Feng for a long time. This is the best place for seclusion. I'll cultivate here for a while and cultivate the Great Death art. Then I'll try to break through to the 9th level of the Yin-Yang realm. Lin Feng sat down cross-legged and began to comprehend the Great Death art. Just as Lin Feng began his seclusion, a huge spatial door began to form in the void 300 miles away from Lin Feng. Boom! The stone door in the void directly opened. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, one figure after another flew out of the void gate. There were more than 100 cultivators. Their auras were powerful and deep. They were also very young. These cultivators were all wearing the attire of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. This meant that these cultivators were all from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Is this the Heavenly Tribulation Demon territory? A pleasantly surprised voice sounded. Then, a woman walked out. This woman had a picturesque appearance. She was like a woman who had walked out of a painting, giving off an otherworldly and elegant feeling. If Lin Feng saw this woman, he would definitely be very surprised. This woman was actually Lu Mingyan. After Lu Mingyan was defeated by Lin Feng in the sect competition, she followed Huang Fuqing Tian into the secret realm of ether to cultivate. Now, it seemed like he had come out of seclusion. It wasn't just his temperament that had changed. Furthermore, his cultivation seemed to have improved significantly. Now, Lu Mingyan no longer seemed to be a small figure in the past. She exuded a noble aura. Beside Lu Mingyan were over a dozen core disciples of the Blue Cloud sect's Green Sky Peak. For example, Luo Xingtian, who had sent Li Jianshao to the divine land of the East County to kill Lin Feng, was also among them. Luo Xingtian was the saint of the Blue Cloud sect. A few years ago, his cultivation was about to break through to the creation realm. This person had also entered the secret realm of ether to cultivate. There seemed to be a primordial beast hibernating in his dantian. That was the power of the laws. Obviously, Luo Xingtian had broken through to the creation realm. Haha, we really have to thank the third prince this time. Otherwise, how could we enter the heavenly tribulation demon territory? A young elite of the Yuhua immortal dynasty said with a smile. Huangfu Qingtian was the third prince of the Yuhua immortal dynasty. The method to enter the heavenly tribulation demon territory was also obtained by Huangfu Qingtian from the secret realm of ether. In the secret realm of ether, it was rumored that there was the inheritance of the heavenly emperor. The heavenly emperor was the ruler of the undying realm. Many sages and emperors had to respect the heavenly emperor. Huangfu Qingtian had obtained the inheritance of the heavenly emperor, which was why he was so terrifying and could suppress the younger generation. At such a young age, he had already cultivated to an unfathomable realm. Everyone, we still have things to do. You can all train in the heavenly tribulation demon territory. I heard from senior brother Huangfu that there are source beasts everywhere in the heavenly tribulation demon territory. After killing them, those source beasts will turn into the source energy of heaven and earth. Devouring the source energy of heaven and earth can greatly improve your cultivation. You can go hunt those source beasts. Lu Mingyan said, then soared into the sky and left with Luo Xingtian and the others. Seeing Lu Mingyan and the others leave, a young cultivator of the Yuhua immortal dynasty sneered and said, "This woman is too arrogant. She has no respect for us. Back then, she was just a lowly servant. If it wasn't for her water spirit body, would the third prince have kept her by his side? We're all relatives of the Yuhua immortal dynasty, but now we have to listen to her. There's no need to be angry with this kind of person. The third prince is still waiting to dual cultivate with her, and use her primordial yin to improve his cultivation. Once this woman has no value, she will be abandoned like a pair of worn-out shoes. Being angry with this kind of person will damage our status." Another young master flicked the dust off his clothes and said, "Haha, let's go and kill the source beasts." The group of people flew into the distance. Lin Feng naturally didn't know that Lu Mingyan, Luo Xingtian, and the other young experts of the Yuhua immortal dynasty had entered the demon realm. He was in deep seclusion. First, he bitterly cultivated the Great Death technique. After he had mastered the Great Death technique, he began to refine the primordial demon liquid to improve his cultivation. Lin Feng refined the primordial demon liquid while refining the divine source in his body. Every time he refined a part of the divine source, Lin Feng's immortal god blood would awaken more. As time passed, Lin Feng's qi became more and more tyrannical. Lin Feng's immortal god blood increased from 10% to 13%. The recovery of the immortal god blood was a relatively slow process. Lin Feng was already very satisfied with this rate of improvement. Immediately after, Lin Feng's body emitted a tyrannical fluctuation. Above Lin Feng, a heavenly law's embodiment of heaven and earth appeared. The heavenly law's embodiment of heaven and earth stood on a heavenly dragon. Its head was the firmament, and it wore an imperial robe. Its body emitted a noble aura, and its eyes were filled with vicissitudes of life. It was like a supreme holy emperor who had enlightened tens of thousands of people. Yin-Yang Stage 9. It would condense a heavenly law's embodiment of heaven and earth. And Lin Feng's heavenly law's embodiment of heaven and earth. It was a holy emperor. I've finally condensed a heavenly law's embodiment of heaven and earth. My strength has broken through to Yin-Yang Stage 9. Lin Feng opened his eyes, revealing a joyful expression. He soared into the sky and flew outside. Pa pa pa. As soon as he flew out of the demon cliff, Lin Feng was attacked. Numerous blood-red branches whipped towards Lin Feng. The power of those branches was too terrifying. They directly shattered the void. Chapter 9:14. It was a blood-colored ancient tree that was about 10 meters tall. Its trunk was like a dragon's, vigorous and powerful. This was the iron-blood ancient tree, an ancient demonic tree that had long disappeared from the outside world. That ancient iron-blood tree's attack was extremely powerful. Lin Feng was astonished. However, Lin Feng's current cultivation was too tyrannical, so even though he was ambushed by the iron-blood ancient tree, he didn't panic at all. He reached out with his right hand and made a grasping motion. A cracking sound could be heard as the branch of the ancient iron blood tree flew toward him. What a powerful brat! The iron blood ancient tree's face couldn't help but cry out. The ancient iron blood tree's branches quickly extended outwards. Then, it wrapped around Lin Feng's body. At the same time, a silvery white ferocious beast appeared behind Lin Feng without making any sound. It had the head of a dragon, the body of a qilin, the tail of a snake, and the scales of a fish. It was extremely strange. The terrifying creature stretched out its sharp claws towards Lin Feng's head, wanting to crush Lin Feng's head. There were actually two terrifying beasts hiding here that wanted to ambush Lin Feng. Lin Feng felt the sinister aura behind him. He reacted quickly and stomped his feet on the ground. A large part of the cliff collapsed as he fell towards the Devil Cliff. The silver-white beast behind Lin Feng also fell into the Devil Cliff. However, it quickly soared into the sky and attacked Lin Feng again. However, at this time, Lin Feng had already jumped into the air. Heavenly fire surged out and wrapped around the iron blood ancient tree. Fire restrained wood. This was the principle of the five elements restraining each other. Therefore, no matter how powerful the iron blood ancient tree was or how strange its methods were, it was still completely restrained by Lin Feng. Whoosh! Sure enough, the iron blood ancient tree's side was set ablaze. The iron blood ancient tree let out a miserable scream. It didn't dare to hesitate and quickly threw Lin Feng away with its branches. Then, the branches ruthlessly slammed into the ground, wanting to extinguish the flames. But how could the heavenly fire be extinguished? Lin Feng's expression was indifferent. He rushed forward and punched at the ancient iron blood tree. The ancient iron blood tree wanted to resist. However, it was instantly engulfed by the heavenly fire and had no power to resist Lin Feng's attack. Lin Feng punched the ancient iron blood tree. After the ancient iron blood tree was killed, Lin Feng absorbed its original strength and the 27 cosmic energies of the tree. When the silver-white beast saw that the ancient iron blood tree had been killed, it turned around and fled. I can't escape, Lin Feng sneered. He quickly chased after the silver-white beast and killed it. Lin Feng also devoured the heaven and earth origin energy and the 27 strands of heavenly principles formed by the silver-white beast's body. 200 miles away from Lin Feng, a group of people from the Yuhua immortal dynasty had joined forces to hunt all kinds of source beasts. After devouring a large number of origin beasts, many people's cultivation base had increased greatly. Roar, roar, roar! Roars shook the sky. The cultivators of the Yuhua immortal dynasty were besieging a Tao Wu. More than 100 cultivators attacked together. The powerful Tao Wu was directly killed. Only the heaven and earth origin energy and the 81 strands of heavenly principles were left in the void. Oh my God! So the rumors are true. After these origin beasts died, the laws in their bodies didn't dissipate. The cultivators of the Yuhua immortal dynasty roared excitedly. In the outside world, it was very difficult to obtain the laws after killing a creation realm beast. This was because the laws would dissipate. But here, all the laws were perfectly preserved. After all, there were 81 strands of laws. After a yin-yang realm cultivator refined them, their cultivation base would directly skyrocket. They would be able to crush any yin-yang realm cultivator who hadn't refined any laws. This was the terrifying part of the laws. It could allow a person to complete a qualitative transformation. Many people's eyes were burning. There were a total of 81 strands of laws, but there were more than 100 people here. Naturally, some people would be able to get a share of the laws, while others wouldn't. A cultivator of the Yuhua immortal dynasty named Huangfu Su said, "How about this? We'll distribute the laws according to our strength. Of course, those who didn't get the laws don't have to worry. The heavenly tribulation demon realm is so huge, there must be a lot of creation realm beasts. When the time comes, we'll kill those creation realm beasts one by one. Everyone will be able to obtain the laws." Huangfu Su was Huangfu Qingtian's cousin and the heir of the Yuhua immortal dynasty. His status was much nobler than the other members of the royal family. In addition, He was at the creation realm, so no one dared to go against his words. Everyone nodded and agreed. Then, these people began to distribute the laws. After Lin Feng refined the heaven and earth origin energy, and the 54 strands of laws from the ancient iron blood tree and the silver-white beast, he headed to the next destination. Dragon Lake. This was the place where a level overlord lived. A black dragon lived inside. The black dragon was at the 6th level of the creation realm and had 243 strands of laws in its body. Lin Feng now had 181 strands of laws in his body. Although there was still a certain gap between him and the black dragon, Lin Feng's divine abilities were too powerful and were enough to make up for this gap. Lin Feng had just arrived at the Dragon Lake. The black dragon that was resting at the bottom of the Dragon Lake suddenly opened its eyes. The aura of a human. Could it be that a human has entered the heavenly tribulation demon realm? This is great. I've always wanted to taste human flesh and blood. Today, I can finally fulfill my wish. Then, the black dragon soared into the sky. Its 1,000-meter-long body was like a mountain ridge in the air. Its pitch-black scales emitted a cold and gloomy luster. Lowly human brat, die! The black dragon stretched out its huge claws and clawed at Lin Feng. You're just a black dragon condensed from the origin energy of heaven and earth. You're not a real dragon and don't know any dragon language divine abilities. How dare you be so arrogant in front of me? Today I'll kill you! Lin Feng rose up in the air and started fighting against Hei Long. After 300 rounds, Lin Feng found Hei Long's weak point. He threw a supreme reincarnation punch at Hei Long's neck. Bang! A huge hole was blasted open in the black dragon's neck. The black dragon was instantly heavily injured. Immediately after, Lin Feng used Sky Splitter to completely cut the black dragon's body into two. Dao's death! Lin Feng's attacks were endless, and the Dao's death suppressed the black dragon. The black dragon's huge body exploded and turned into pure origin energy of heaven and earth. 243 strands of the power of law spiraled in the air. Lin Feng was about to collect the origin energy and laws of heaven and earth. Suddenly, a flying sword slashed down from the sky. It was actually a Dao artifact flying sword. That Dao artifact flying sword was as fast as lightning, spitting out flames. This flying sword was called the Fire Demon Sword, and it was forged from the Fire Demon Bloodstone. Blow and break. Slay demons? With a flick of his finger. 1,000 miles away. Human level. Do you know who we are? We're relatives of the imperial family of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Another young expert of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty said coldly. I'm not blind. I know you're from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Lin Feng curled his lips. When he saw these people, he recognized their clothes. Only the imperial family of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty was qualified to wear such clothes. Lin Feng and Huangfu Qingtian had a 10-year agreement. In addition, Lin Feng had used a Dao weapon to kill Huangfu Dushang from the Yuhua Celestial Dynasty. Lin Feng had long been at odds with the Yuhua Celestial Dynasty. Therefore, Lin Feng didn't show any mercy to the people of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. He attacked and killed. He couldn't be merciful. Being merciful to these people was cruel to himself. He would be killed by them sooner or later. Boy! You know who we are and you still dare to be so arrogant. Another cultivator of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty asked in disbelief. Lin Feng was speechless. Where did these people get their sense of superiority from? Was it because they were born in a major power like the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty that they were superior to others? Lin Feng sneered. Idiots. You want to kill me, but you want me to speak politely to you? Why bother talking nonsense with this boy? I'll go and kill him. A tall and sturdy cultivator with a centipede scar on the left side of his face laughed sinisterly. His name was Huangfu Tuesday. He was from a branch of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. He was estranged from the imperial family. However, Huangfu Tu's talent was extraordinary. Therefore, he was heavily nurtured by the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Boom! Boom! Huang Futu took a step forward. Terrifying waves of energy swept out, causing the void to ripple slightly. In his dantian, a tyrannical aura was awakening. Eh? A law? You actually refined a law. Lin Feng frowned. Huang Futu laughed out loud and said, Boy, are you scared now? Go to hell. As soon as he finished speaking, Huang Futu directly used a law to suppress Lin Feng. The law emitted the aura of the vicious beast Swanee. It was obvious that Huang Futu had obtained the law of a vicious beast after killing it. What a pity. What a pity. These laws were obtained by you. Lin Feng shook his head. Kill the Swanee. The law did not disperse. He could refine it now. But if the law was refined by another cultivator, the law would be tainted with the cultivator's aura. When the cultivator was killed, the law would disperse. Lin Feng stepped forward. With a light tap of his finger, he directly broke Huang Futu's law. Nobody expected Lin Feng to be so tyrannical. Originally, these people only saw Lin Feng kill a vicious beast from afar. But because they were too far away, they did not see clearly what kind of vicious beast it was. Lin Feng's cultivation level was at the 9th level of the Yin-Yang realm. Naturally, these experts of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty did not take him seriously. At this moment, they realized that they had made a fatal mistake. They had underestimated Lin Feng. Huang Futu quickly retreated. He wanted to avoid Lin Feng. But Lin Feng grabbed Huang Futu's neck and lifted him up. Boy, hurry up and let him go! Many people of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty shouted coldly when they saw Huang Futu being caught. The people of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty looked extremely gloomy. But they did not act blindly without thinking. After all, Huang Futu was still in Lin Feng's hands. Huang Futu was a proud person. Now, he was being held by the neck by a cultivator who was one level lower than him. It could be said that he was humiliated. Huang Futu shouted angrily, Boy, you better hurry up and let me go. Otherwise, you will definitely die here today. The expressions of many people of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty changed slightly. Many of them secretly cursed Huang Futu for being brainless. How could he threaten that brat at this time? That brat was obviously someone who was not afraid of anything. He did not care about the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty at all. Now you should say some soft words. When this brat lets you go, he will have no hostage. Everyone could do whatever they wanted to him. Now that you threaten that brat like this, who knows what unexpected things might happen? You don't know life from death. Lin Feng looked coldly at Huang Futu's day. His right hand grabbed Huang Futu's neck, his left hand pressed down on his head, and suddenly twisted. Crack! Huang Futu's head was directly twisted by Lin Feng. Lin Feng casually threw Huang Futu's corpse on the ground. Chapter 9:16. You're courting death! You're courting death! Shouted the cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty furiously when they saw that Lin Feng had broken Huang Futu's neck. Their eyes were filled with killing intent. Lin Feng had dared to kill a cultivator of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty in front of so many cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Do you know that you've caused a great disaster? Not only you, but also your clansmen will suffer the wrath of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty, said Huang Futu coldly, looking at Lin Feng. His eyes were filled with killing intent. You don't have the strength to act tough, you're just courting death, said Lin Feng, smiling coldly. What a sharp-tongued brat. Today I'll kill you myself. As soon as he finished speaking, Huang Futu leaped out with a sword in his hand. That sword had a great history. It was called the Spring and Autumn Sword. According to legends, it was a peerless sword passed down from an era called the Spring and Autumn Era. Since the creation of the world had experienced countless disasters and countless eras. The Spring and Autumn Era was a short and chaotic era. There were battles everywhere. And this era ended not long after. The sword is 7 feet and 3 inches long, 4 inches and 5 centimeters wide, and it weighs 792 kilograms. Today, I'll use this Spring and Autumn sword to chop off your head and offer it to Huang Futu's spirit in heaven. Huang Fu-Su walked forward step by step. Each time he took a step, his sword intent condensed and condensed. Huang Fu-Su's spirit had already reached the level of intent realm. This person definitely had a very deep understanding of sword Dao. Huang Fu-Su's sword Dao is incredible. Now that he's going to attack, he'll definitely be able to kill that little boy. I've sparred with Huang Fu-Su before. His swordsmanship is incredible. Many strong cultivators of the older generation can't compare with Huang Fu-Su in terms of swordsmanship. Let's watch Huang Fu-Su's performance. The group of cultivators from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty clearly admired Huang Fu-Su's strength. In their opinion, since Huang Fu-Su made a move, Lin Feng would definitely die. Lin Feng looked at Huang Fu-Su indifferently and said, "The Spring and Autumn sword is indeed a famous sword. I once saw someone at an auction who wanted to buy the Spring and Autumn sword at a high price. I never thought that this treasure would end up in your hands. Well, since I've seen the Spring and Autumn sword today, there's no reason for me not to take it." "How dare you!" Huang Fu-Su shouted coldly as a cold light flashed in his eyes. Swordsmen loved their swords as much as their lives. How could he allow others to covet his treasured sword? "Little brat, I won't let you die so easily. I'll cut off your flesh piece by piece." Huang Fu-Su stepped forward and used the Spring and Autumn sword technique. Time was like spring, full of vitality. The autumn wind was bleak and chilly. This was the Spring and Autumn sword technique. It had the vigorous vitality of all things awakening in spring. What is spring? At the beginning of the year, 10,000 flowers bloomed. The Spring and Autumn swordplay also had the bleakness of autumn. What is autumn? The coldness locked the autumn, the falling leaves were like rain, the heart was cold. Huang Fu-Su's first sword was the bleak autumn wind and the falling leaves. In the void, leaves floated down one after another. Whoosh! 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 These weren't real leaves, they were leaves condensed from sword chi. The leaves were like sharp swords as they shot towards Lin Feng. Lin Feng's body was torn apart, one wound after another. Blood immediately flowed out of his wounds. What a good move, the bleak autumn wind and falling leaves. The sword chi is like falling leaves. It's really powerful. Lin Feng stretched out his right hand and grabbed a falling leaf that was flying towards him. He shook his hand lightly and the leaf was shattered into pieces. This is just the beginning. Later, I'll let you have a taste of death by 1,000 cuts. Huang Fu-Su sneered coldly. Amazing, amazing. Huang Fu-Su's swordsmanship has already reached a level where the sword can connect to the gods. Seeing Huang Fu-Su's power, many people from the Yuhua Celestial Dynasty cheered excitedly. A cold wind blew. Fallen leaves fluttered. In the void, dense leaves once again floated down. This time, there were even more leaves. They blotted out the sky and covered the earth. It was impossible to count how many falling moons were floating in the sky. The world seemed to have turned into a world of falling leaves. A countless number of leaves were moving towards Lin Feng. The falling leaves were like swords, slashing towards him. Lin Feng stepped forward in the sky full of falling leaves. He waved his hand and cut open a path. He quickly rushed out and charged towards Huang Fu-Su. "Humph, take another move of my spring flowers bloom like rain." Huang Fu-Su slashed out with his sword again. The swordsmanship he displayed now was even more powerful. In the void, petals fell down one after another. One flower, one world. These petals represented the vitality of spring and autumn, but they also represented the endless killing intent like the sea. In the extreme, the brilliance was sublimated, blooming the most beautiful side. In the brilliance, there was killing intent, burying the years of life. One flower after another appeared and bloomed. A terrifying killing power surged out from it. The void was instantly torn apart. This move was really powerful. The destructive power caused by it was too strong. Many people of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty were shocked and moved. Because the aura emitted by that move made them feel suffocated. Not to mention Lin Feng, who was attacked by this move. As expected of Huang Fu-Su, who comprehended the essence of the spring and autumn sword technique. This move already has the meaning of a Grandmaster swordsman. That kid is dead. The cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty sneered and looked at Lin Feng as if they were looking at a dead man. What a powerful swordsmanship! Lin Feng was shocked. Lin Feng also had a deep understanding of swordsmanship, but Lin Feng cultivated too many powerful skills after all. A person's energy was limited, so it was difficult for him to spend all his energy on swordsmanship. Huangfu Su was different. He specialized in swordsmanship. His understanding of swordsmanship had indeed surpassed Lin Feng by a lot. Lin Feng even felt a trace of danger from Huangfu Su's spring flowers bloom like rain. However, it was only a trace of danger. Huangfu Su's cultivation was only at the second level of the creation realm. So what if his swordsmanship was divine? The nomological laws in his body were too different from Lin Feng's. Absolute power. It could crush any move. Lin Feng circulated the 181 nomological laws in his body. Monstrous magic power surged. Lin Feng raised his right hand. His arm was like a sword and directly slashed out. Countless falling flowers were torn apart. Lin Feng took a step forward and appeared in front of Huangfu Su. You! Huangfu Su was shocked. He didn't expect Lin Feng to break his swordsmanship so easily. I'll take your sword. Lin Feng stretched out his right hand and lightly tapped Huangfu Su's forehead. Poof! A tyrannical magic power shot out and penetrated Huangfu Su's forehead. His body flew backward and fell to the ground, dead. Lin Feng held the Spring and Autumn sword in his hand. It shook slightly. The Spring and Autumn sword hummed. The sword hums in the sky. The divine sword has a spirit. As expected of a peerless sword. Lin Feng looked at the Spring and Autumn sword in shock. Chapter 9:17. Huangfu Su is dead. A cultivator from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty checked Huangfu Su's condition, and his expression changed drastically. Huangfu Su's status was extremely noble, and he was very talented. Therefore, Huangfu Su was highly valued in the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. But now, he had died tragically. The cultivators from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty were filled with killing intent. Killing 2 people from my Yuhua Immortal Dynasty in a row. How many years has it been since something like this happened? A cold voice sounded. Next, a young prince walked out from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty's side. This young prince was tall and slender, and he had a noble temperament. He was wearing a 4-clawed dragon robe. This 4-clawed dragon robe was usually worn by the princes. Lin Feng said indifferently. I didn't expect that there would be a prince from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Which prince are you? 5th prince. Huangfu Qingming. What a good 5th prince. Today, I will kill you and let the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty lose a prince first. Lin Feng was domineering. He directly stepped forward, wanting to kill Huangfu Qingming. The cultivators from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty's expression changed drastically. If Huangfu Qingming was killed, then all of them would be blamed for not protecting the prince. Huangfu Qingming sneered and said, You want to kill me? You are still far from being able to do so. As his voice fell, a tyrannical aura spread out from Huangfu Qingming's body. One could vaguely feel that Huangfu Qingming's magic power was much stronger than Lin Feng's magic power. Huangfu Qingming should be at the 6th heavenly layer of the creation realm. He should have at least 243 strands of the power of laws. Whether or not I can kill you, I will only know after I try. Lin Feng's expression was indifferent as he walked towards Huangfu Qingming step by step. Die, brat! Immediately, more than a dozen cultivators from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty rushed towards Lin Feng. One by one, they circulated the power of laws and attacked Lin Feng. These people were all experts of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty who had refined the laws before. They scattered and attacked Lin Feng from all directions, causing Lin Feng to be distracted. However, these people underestimated Lin Feng too much. Facing their attacks, Lin Feng directly used the confinement magnetic field. More than 10 experts of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty were imprisoned, unable to move. Next, Lin Feng swung his right hand and a sword beam shot out. Puff! 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 The experts of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty were directly torn apart by the sword energy, dying tragically on the spot. In the blink of an eye, more than a dozen experts were instantly killed by Lin Feng. Seeing this scene, the eyes of the other experts of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty almost split apart. Kid, who exactly are you? Huangfu Qingming looked at Lin Feng gloomily. Naturally, I'm the one who will kill you, Lin Feng sneered. He instantly appeared in front of Huangfu Qingming and used the Supreme Reincarnation Fist to attack Huangfu Qingming. White Sun Soaring Technique! At this moment, Huangfu Qingming suddenly shouted coldly. He used the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty's ultimate technique. The White Sun Soaring Technique was an ancient divine ability recorded in the White Sun Soaring Sutra. Immortal light surged out from Huangfu Qingming's body. Then, Huangfu Qingming soared into the sky. He was like a god and a demon. He was like an immortal and a saint. Between heaven and earth, only that immortal light seemed to be left. Huangfu Qingming turned into an immortal light and swept towards Lin Feng. Bang! The two sides collided. The earth shook and the mountains shook. It was like two falling stars colliding in the starry sky world. This collision was extremely violent. With the two of them as the center, tornado-like energy ripples spread out. In the center of the storm, there were even storm dragons, baring their fangs and brandishing their claws, roaring towards the sky. After the collision, the two quickly retreated. The White Sun Soaring Sutra of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty is indeed worthy of its reputation. It's rumored that there are many ultimate techniques recorded in the White Sun Soaring Sutra, and this White Sun Soaring technique should be one of them. Lin Feng raised his eyebrows slightly. The Supreme Reincarnation Fist he had invented was based on the Tao of the Nine Heavens Supreme. It had absorbed the essence of the 5 Emperor Dragon Fists, the Sky Shrouding Hand, the Ancient Dragon Elephant Art, the Imperious Lightning Art, and other powerful moves. Although it was only the embryonic form of an Emperor technique, its power was far greater than ordinary ancient divine abilities. But his attack was blocked by Huangfu Qingming's White Sun Soaring Technique. This showed how powerful the White Sun Soaring Technique was. It was probably one of the top divine abilities among the ancient divine abilities. This kid's combat power is far higher than his realm. Let's attack together and kill him, Huangfu Qingming said in a deep voice. They still had hundreds of experts on their side. Moreover, there were 5 Creation Realm cultivators. Huangfu Qingming was convinced that Lin Feng was going to die under their attacks. That's right. Let's kill him together. Everyone from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty shouted sternly. Each of them had a ferocious expression on their faces. In the outside world, they were the high and mighty geniuses of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Any one of them was admired by others. But at that moment, so many of them had been killed by Lin Feng alone. They were terrified. Everyone felt incomparably sullen. Perhaps in their lives, they had never encountered something that made them feel so humiliated. Now, these people only wanted to kill Lin Feng. They wanted to wash away the pressure and humiliation that Lin Feng brought to them. White Sun Soaring Technique! Flying Immortal Fist! Dragon's Roar! Divine Fist of Destruction! God-destroying Immortal Palm! All kinds of powerful divine abilities were used by the cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Hundreds of cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty used their divine abilities together. All the divine abilities gathered together, forming a torrent of attacks that drowned out Lin Feng. These cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty believed that their attacks would be fatal. Even if they were at the 7th or 8th level of the creation realm, they wouldn't be able to resist their attacks. They would be killed. Today, I will let you have a taste of the supreme divine ability that I have just cultivated. Facing the attacks of hundreds of cultivators, Lin Feng didn't care at all. Not only did he not retreat, but he also stepped forward. Great Death Technique! Lin Feng flipped his hand and summoned clouds and rain. The Great Death Technique, which was comparable to an Emperor technique, was executed. Suddenly, a river appeared in the sky. It was a long river of death. the long river of death fell from the sky and smashed towards the hundreds of cultivators. Crack! Lin Feng fought against hundreds of cultivators alone. His great death technique directly destroyed the torrent of attacks that hundreds of cultivators had launched together. Then, the long river of death bombarded the hundreds of cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Bang! The cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty were all blasted away. The weaker ones' bodies directly exploded, and they died tragically on the spot. The stronger ones also vomited mouthfuls of blood from the impact. Lin Feng's great death technique, which was comparable to an emperor technique, was too tyrannical. Destroy them all! Lin Feng sneered. His big hand covered the sky and attacked the cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. No! Many people shouted in fear. Facing death, these top geniuses of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty couldn't suppress the fear in their hearts. These cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty were about to die in Lin Feng's hands. But at this moment, a sudden change occurred. Brat! You are courting death! Boom! Behind Lin Feng, an old man stepped out of the void and attacked Lin Feng with his palm. The old man's aura was too terrifying. He was like a god, as majestic as a mountain. The old ancestor has made his move, that brat is dead for sure. Seeing the old man attacking Lin Feng, the cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty, who were originally in despair, became excited. An ancient overlord! Sensing the terrifying aura behind him, Lin Feng's face was filled with shock. An ancient overlord. An expert in the life and death realm. Chapter 9:18. It's over. I'm dead for sure. Lin Feng's face was extremely pale. This was an attack from an ancient powerhouse. This attack could instantly turn his body into ashes. He wouldn't even have a chance to recover from his injuries. The shadow of death shrouded his entire body. Lin Feng's heart was filled with waves of despair. The terrifying attack was about to land on Lin Feng's body. Suddenly, a light flashed in the beast's slave pouch. Swoosh! An egg flew out and landed in front of Lin Feng, blocking his path. It was the mysterious beast egg that Lin Feng had obtained. Don't bully Bibi's big brother! A childish voice came from the beast egg. Although the little guy hadn't hatched yet, it was extremely intelligent. Its spiritual intelligence had long been activated. Moreover, when it almost hatched the last time, the little guy was already able to wake up from its deep slumber any time. Sometimes, the little guy would also come out to play. After it was tired of playing, Lin Feng would take out many precious herbs for the little guy to eat. It turned out that most of the spiritual herbs and spiritual fruits that Lin Feng had collected were eaten by the little guy. The little guy and Lin Feng were naturally very close. Now that the little guy sensed that Lin Feng was in danger, it took the initiative to fly out. Then, it blocked in front of Lin Feng. The palm that was originally aimed at Lin Feng fiercely hit the beast egg. Lin Feng's eyes were about to pop out. He and Bibi had already developed a very deep relationship. Now that Bibi had suffered such a terrifying attack, wouldn't she die without a doubt? Bang! Accompanied by a dull sound of collision, the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty's ancient powerhouse's attack landed on the beast egg. What surprised Lin Feng was that the beast egg didn't shatter after receiving this attack. This beast egg was a little too sturdy. Lin Feng took advantage of this rare opportunity and sent the Yuhua Celestial Dynasty's leader flying with a punch. Then, he hugged the beast egg and flew into the distance. Bibi, are you okay? Don't scare me, Lin Feng said with heartache. Bibi's weak voice came from the egg saying, Bibi is very tired. Bibi wants to sleep. Hearing Bibi's voice, Lin Feng was finally able to breathe a sigh of relief. However, his heart was immediately filled with killing intent. Bei must have suffered some injuries, which was why he decided to sleep to recover. At this moment, Lin Feng swore to himself that as long as his cultivation base increased, he would definitely go and kill that old bastard from the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. To be old and not die is to be a thief. As an existence at the level of an ancient giant, he actually dared to attack a junior. This was completely shameless. Little dog! Where are you going? The face of the ancient powerhouse from the Yuhua immortal dynasty was extremely gloomy. As an ancient powerhouse, he was actually sent flying by a cultivator who was like an ant in his eyes. This was simply a great humiliation. This ancient giant was almost angered to death. He roared and chased after Lin Feng. You old bastard, just you wait. Sooner or later I'll take your head, said Lin Feng. Lin Feng turned his head and glared at the ancient powerhouse from the Yuhua immortal dynasty. Then, he took out his golden wings. Under the control of the golden wings, his speed was as fast as lightning. Even the ancient powerhouse couldn't catch up to Lin Feng. Lin Feng crazily ran towards the depths of the Yuhua immortal dynasty. After 3 days, he finally got rid of the ancient powerhouse from the Yuhua immortal dynasty. Lin Feng stopped in a mountain range. There was a stone tablet outside the mountain range. There were 5 words written on the tablet. Pagoda suppresses the river demons. Seeing these words, Lin Feng couldn't help but roll his eyes. He couldn't help but mutter, "Who left this tablet here? It seems like there are a few words missing." Asterisk swish, swish, swish. Asterisk Lin Feng used his finger as a knife and wrote a few more words in a row. These 5 words were, Heavenly King covers the Earth Tiger. Together it was, Heavenly King covers the Earth Tiger, Pagoda suppresses the river demon. Lin Feng seemed to be very satisfied with his masterpiece. He couldn't help but smile. He then walked towards the depths of the mountain range. This mountain range was extremely huge, stretching for hundreds of miles. If one were to look down from the sky, they would be able to see that this mountain range was like a huge dragon that resided on the ground. The mountain ridge was like the body of the huge dragon that coiled around, vigorous and powerful. Lin Feng found a huge cave in the mountain range. This cave was very dry. He blocked the entrance of the cave and then used a few formations to hide the aura of this place. After that, Lin Feng started recuperating in the cave. The continuous battles made Lin Feng feel extremely tired. Lin Feng adjusted his state to its peak. Then, he refined the 243 nomological laws that he obtained from killing the black dragon. The number of nomological laws in Lin Feng's body reached 424 nomological laws. I wonder what's the situation outside? Now that the Yuhua immortal dynasty's ancient powerhouses have appeared, should I stay or leave? Lin Feng was a little hesitant. If he stayed, he might be able to obtain more opportunities. If he left, the opportunities would belong to the cultivators of the Yuhua immortal dynasty. However, after hesitating for a moment, Lin Feng decided to leave the demon realm. After all, he had obtained so many benefits in the demon realm. Now that the Yuhua immortal dynasty's ancient powerhouses had entered, there was no need to continue taking risks. With that thought, Lin Feng took out 9 turtle shells. He wanted to use the 9 turtle shells to form a teleportation gate and teleport himself out. However, at that moment, a loud rumble sounded. Lin Feng looked over and saw that a large number of rocks in the depths of the cave had collapsed, revealing a deep passage. He didn't know where it led to. Lin Feng was surprised. Why would a passage appear here? He carefully walked into the passage. Dong dong dong, only Lin Feng's footsteps could be heard in the deep passage. After walking for about half an hour, Lin Feng seemed to have arrived at the center of the mountain. He entered a huge mountain. Then, Lin Feng saw that there was actually a huge stone tower in the mountain. The stone tower had a total of 9 floors. The stone tower was densely covered with runes. Those runes were too complicated. Even though Lin Feng was a Heaven Stage Spirit Array Master, he felt like his head was about to split open when he glanced at the runes. It was incomparably painful. He quickly retracted his gaze and felt a little better. The appearance of a 1,000-meter-tall stone tower filled Lin Feng with doubts and confusion. He was guessing the origin of this stone tower. Boom! At that moment, the stone tower shook violently. There seemed to be a terrifying existence suppressed under the stone tower. And now, the terrifying existence suppressed under the stone tower wanted to overturn the stone tower. Run! Lin Feng didn't even think as he frantically fled outside. He thought of the stone tablet he saw at the entrance of the mountain range. Pagoda suppressing a river demon. Could it be referring to this stone tower in front of him? A river demon was suppressed under the stone tower? If that was really the case, then it was too terrifying. Because this was a secret realm that had existed since the immemorial era. Didn't that mean that the river demon suppressed here was also a powerhouse from the immemorial era? Thinking of this, Lin Feng felt his hair stand on end. How could he dare to stay? Human flesh I want to eat. But at that moment, the stone tower was pushed open by a crack. A sinister voice came from under the stone tower. Then, a terrifying suction force surged out and instantly enveloped Lin Feng. Lin Feng's body couldn't be controlled at all, and he quickly flew toward the stone tower. Lin Feng felt an extremely terrifying force bombarding his body. Chapter 9:19. Life and Death. Just at this moment, Lin Feng felt his life slipping away. He couldn't resist, and his heart was filled with terror. Just as his body was about to crumble and be devoured by the river demon below the pagoda, the 9 pieces of tortoiseshell in Lin Feng's hands suddenly emitted a shocking wave of energy. The Black Tortoise God! Suddenly, a roar came from below the pagoda. The terrifying power that had enveloped Lin Feng and wanted to destroy Lin Feng's body instantly dissipated. Lin Feng fell to the ground, but the 9 pieces of tortoiseshell in his hands floated in the air. The 9 pieces of tortoiseshell emitted 9 rays of light that gathered together to form an ancient image. A mysterious world appeared in the image. There was a long river in that world. That river ran through heaven and earth, connecting the heavenly river and the underworld river. It was called the Heaven-span River. It was called the Undying World. The first river. Thump, 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 war drums beat, and an endless number of celestial soldiers and generals descended from the sky. Demonic chi surged within the Heaven-span River. An old man appeared, leading the demonic beasts of the Heaven-span River. Black Tortoise God, the Heaven-span River demons have already been executed. If you don't surrender, you can still live. If you dare to resist, only death will await you. A cold voice came from the Heavenly Court's army, filled with boundless killing intent that seemed capable of destroying the world. Next, a celestial general clad in sacred golden armor appeared and looked coldly at the Black Tortoise God. The Black Tortoise God howled in grief. Our young master has been awake for 128,000 years. He experienced the 3 calamities and 9 tribulations and achieved enlightenment. The demons of the Heaven-span River elected him as the sacred master, and he ruled over 800 million kilometers of the Heaven-span River. Under the young master's control, the demons of the Heaven-span River have never harmed the common people. Instead, they occasionally perform miracles and benefit the world. Why do you want to kill our young master? Where is the heavenly justice? Ha ha ha, the heavenly justice? The heavenly court is the heavens. The celestial general laughed coldly. The heavenly court is the heavens? Now I finally understand why Senior Sacred Battle Ape resisted the heavenly court. The Black Tortoise God's voice was cold. Senior Sacred Battle Ape? How dare you call a peerless cultivator senior? You monsters should all die. The heavenly general had a cold gaze. I think the greatest evil in this world is your heavenly court. Black Tortoise High God's voice was cold. How stubborn! Slaughter all the demonic beasts in the Heaven-span River. Don't leave a single one alive! General Tian gave the order. The order they had received was to kill all living beings within the 800 million kilometers of the Heaven-span River. As for the so-called enlistment, it was just a pretense. In this world, how many people were massacred after being recruited or surrendered? Preserve the flame, preserve hope, the Black Tortoise God said. He had sent some of the talented disciples of the Heaven-span River's demon race away, so that they wouldn't be completely wiped out. The battle was exceptionally fierce. High God Black Tortoise personally led the Heaven-span River's monster race against the Heavenly Court's army. The sky was dyed red by demonic blood. The ground was dyed red by demon blood. Even the entire Heaven-span River was dyed blood red. Countless demonic beasts were wiped out. High God Black Tortoise howled in grief. If there is a next life, I am willing to serve you for the rest of my life. If there is a next life, I hope to overturn the heavenly courts so that there will be no more slaughter. High God Black Tortoise charged into a large group of heavenly generals and self-detonated. Before he died, he took a large number of people with him to the grave. All the images vanished like smoke in thin air. Lin Feng sat on the ground, unable to believe it. 800 million kilometers of the heaven-span river. It wasn't just the Milky Way. Only a very small number had managed to escape. They had all been killed. How many people had died? Just how much slaughter was this? Even if everyone on the Tianwu continent was killed, there probably wouldn't be even 1 in 10,000 people in the entire heaven-span river. Whoa! The sound of someone crying could be heard from below the pagoda. Old Celestial Emperor, have you ever thought that I'm still alive? The being roared, his killing intent soaring. Even if you suppressed me for 100 million years, even if you destroyed my body, even if you destroyed my soul, my will is immortal. He roared furiously, his killing intent soaring to the heavens. The hatred in his heart couldn't be washed away. At the same time, outside the mountains, Lu Mingyan, Luo Xingtian, and the others were flying in that direction. We've already searched many places, but we still haven't found the pagoda. Is it possible that the heaven-span great beast is just a legend? Luo Xingtian frowned. No, it's definitely not as simple as a legend. Lu Mingyan's eyes were gloomy. She paused for a moment, then said, You should know that eldest senior brother's secret land of heaven is related to Celestial Emperor. Celestial Emperor is rumored to be the ruler of the undying world. You probably don't know about this. What is it? Luo Xingtian and the others were curious. I once followed eldest senior brother into a mysterious cave in the secret land of heaven. There was a statue of Celestial Emperor in that cave, and it actually manifested a spirit. Lu Mingyan still couldn't believe what she was saying. What? Celestial Emperor's statue manifested a spirit? This time, everyone was astonished. They couldn't believe it. Lu Mingyan took a deep breath and said, Indeed, Celestial Emperor's statue manifested a spirit and spoke in human language. Even though I wasn't qualified to be there, eldest senior brother quickly told me what Celestial Emperor had told him. It was about the heavens disaster and the heaven-span great beast. After a short pause, Lu Mingyan continued. Inside the heavens tribulation demon territory, there's a peerless great demon. This great demon is called the omnipotent great demon. You might not know his origin, but if I tell you, you'll be scared to death. This omnipotent great demon is the ruler of the immortal world's omnipotent river. His cultivation is unfathomable, and such a powerful existence is feared by the celestial court. Therefore, the Celestial Emperor led 36 great emperors to build the subduing Great Demon Tower, and together, they attacked the omnipotent Great Demon Tower and suppressed him inside the Heaven's Tribulation Demon territory. Is it wrong to be too strong? Asked a cultivator. Lu Mingyan said with a faint look in her eyes. That's right. Sometimes, being too strong is a mistake. How did the sacred battle ape die? Because he was too strong. The emperors of the heavenly court and the Buddhas of the Buddhist world felt threatened. Therefore, the emperors of the heavenly court and the 7 ancient Buddhas of the Buddhist world joined forces to kill the battle saint ape. The omnipotent great beast showed a trace of the battle saint ape's shadow, so the heavenly emperor couldn't let the omnipotent great beast grow to the battle saint ape's level. Luo Xingtian asked. So many years have passed, the great beast should have died long ago, right? Lu Mingyan said. The Celestial Emperor told eldest senior brother that the omnipotent great demon's resentment was too great, and that its remnant soul hadn't died yet. In another 100 years, the omnipotent great demon's remnant soul would also be obliterated. However, the Celestial Emperor suddenly discovered that there was a ripple in the omnipotent great demon's river of fate. An extra ripple in the river of fate? What does that mean? Luo Xingtian frowned. Someone will appear in the fate of the Zhan Tian beast. Maybe it's just a ripple, it won't change anything. After 100 years, the Zhan Tian beast's soul will be completely destroyed. But that ripple can also change the life of the Zhan Tian beast and bring him back to life. Therefore, Tian Di sent him to activate the Zhan Tian Tower and destroy the soul of the Zhan Tian beast. Tian Di is in a life and death situation right now, he can't leave. Therefore, he gave us this important task. After the task is done, we can all go to the secret area of the firmament to practice cultivation and obtain incredible opportunities to improve our cultivation. Luo Shitian was delighted. Luo Shitian and the others were overjoyed. Among them, only Luo Shitian had cultivated there for a year. During that year, Luo Shitian had broken through to the creation realm. The others were naturally looking forward to entering the mystery land of ether. Even Luo Shitian's eyes were shining. He couldn't wait to enter the mystery land of ether again. Junior sister, look, there's another mountain range. Luo Shitian pointed into the distance. That mountain range looked like a dragon crawling on the ground. It was the mountain range where the great beast was sealed. Lu Mengyan said, "Let's go and see if this omnipotent great demon is being suppressed in this mountain range. If it is, it's time for him to die." "How do we kill it?" asked Luo Shitian suspiciously. "Eldest senior brother gave it a celestial emperor talisman. If we activate it, we can kill the great beast." Chapter 9:20. "Senior, are you all right?" Lin Feng asked softly. He couldn't leave even if he wanted to, so he decided to stay. Instead, he asked the mysterious being suppressed by the Yaoxiling Pagoda. Lin Feng guessed that this was the omnipotent greater demon, the ruler of the Skyfall River. The pagoda suppressing the river. It was easy to understand. It looks like the black turtle god used the innate 8 trigrams divination technique before he died. When he realized that I wasn't dead, he imprinted a Tao diagram on the broken turtle shell, and this kid obtained the turtle shell. Perhaps it was fate that brought him here to save me from danger? The omnipotent greater demon muttered to himself. He then transmitted to Lin Feng, saying, "Kid, since you came here with the black turtle god's turtle shell, you must be destined to be the one to break the Yaoxiling Pagoda's seal. Are you willing to help me break the seal and release me?" Lin Feng thought to himself, would I dare to say no? If I did, I might be killed. Lin Feng hurriedly said, "It would be my honor to be able to help Senior." "Good. I wasn't wrong about you," the omnipotent greater demon said. Said Lin Feng, "It's just that my cultivation level is low. How can I help you?" "That's simple. At the peak of the mountain, there's a talisman on the cliff. It has the words Celestial Emperor's Talisman written on it. The Celestial Emperor's Talisman was created by the Celestial Emperor and 36 other emperors during the Primordial Era. It was created specifically to suppress me. So long as you take it off, I'll be able to break the Yaoxiling Pagoda's seal," the omnipotent greater demon said. "All right, I'll go now," Lin Feng said. When Lin Feng finished talking, he started flying away. The Heavenly King suppresses the Earth Tiger, and the pagoda suppresses the river monster? Lu Mengyan looked at the stone tablet and frowned. Luo Xintian asked, "Is there something wrong?" "According to what eldest senior brother said, there is a stone tablet in the mountain range that suppresses the omnipotent great demon. On it are the words Pagoda suppresses the river demon, but there are no words Heavenly King suppresses the Earth Tiger. Eldest senior brother shouldn't have made a mistake. Could it be that we are in the wrong place? Whatever, let's go in and take a look," Lu Mengyan said. Then, the group of people entered the mountain range to search. "Junior sister! Look! There seems to be a golden talisman on the cliff." Luo Xingtian pointed at a 10,000-meter tall mountain in the distance. A talisman was pasted on one of the cliffs of the mountain. "The Celestial Emperor's Decree! That's right, this is the place!" Lu Mengyan revealed a look of joy. Then, a group of people quickly flew over. They stopped in the void and carefully observed the Celestial Emperor's Decree. The Celestial Emperor's Decree was covered in mysterious runes. These runes were ancient, mysterious, and contained an ancient aura. "What should we do next?" Luo Shitian asked. Whoosh! Lu Mingyan waved her right hand and a light flashed. A jade talisman appeared in Lu Mingyan's right hand. This is the Celestial Emperor's talisman. The Celestial Emperor's talisman emitted a shocking wave that shook the void. Lu Mingyan said, The Celestial Emperor's talisman was created together with the Celestial Emperor's decree. There are a total of 12 Celestial Emperor's talismans in this world. As long as you activate the Celestial Emperor's talisman, you can communicate with the Celestial Emperor's decree. Once you communicate with the Celestial Emperor's decree, you can use the Celestial Emperor's decree to activate the Great Destruction Array above the demons subduing pagoda and kill the omnipotent great demons suppressed below. As soon as she finished speaking, Lu Mingyan began to recite an ancient incantation. After she recited the incantation, a golden light shot out from the Celestial Emperor's talisman. The golden light surged into the Celestial Emperor's decree. Suddenly, the Celestial Emperor's decree began to change. The 4 dazzling golden words on the Celestial Emperor's decree emitted a blinding light. The Celestial Emperor's decree shone brightly. A great pressure spread out, as if the Celestial Emperor had descended. Lu Mingyan was pleasantly surprised when she saw this. Powerful magic power flowed from her body into the Celestial Emperor's decree. Lu Mingyan wanted to refine the Celestial Emperor's decree. Lu Mingyan! Not good, she's refining the Celestial Emperor's decree. The Celestial Emperor's decree can communicate with the demons subduing pagoda. Lu Mingyan is definitely up to no good. After Lin Feng came out of the cave, he flew to the peak of the mountain. When he saw Lu Mingyan and the others, he was stunned at first, but then his expression changed drastically. Whoosh! Lin Feng quickly ran towards Lu Mingyan. He had to stop her as soon as possible. If Lu Mingyan refined the Celestial Emperor's decree, the consequences would be unimaginable. Senior brother, look, it's Lin Feng! Lin Feng had been discovered. When they saw Lin Feng, they were obviously shocked. Luo Shitian was also slightly stunned, but then he laughed sinisterly. Lin Feng, you really didn't take the right path to heaven, but barged into hell instead. Today I'll kill you! Heaven-shattering fist! Luo Shitian shouted coldly and punched towards Lin Feng. His face was filled with killing intent. In Luo Shitian's opinion, Lin Feng was only at the yin-yang realm, while he was at the creation realm. Wouldn't killing Lin Feng be as easy as killing an ant for him? Scram! Lin Feng shouted coldly and punched towards Luo Shitian. Bang! The two of them collided, and Luo Shitian was sent flying by Lin Feng's punch. Wah! He spat out blood in midair. The entire mountain peak cracked open. A man in his 30s stepped into the sky. Heavenly Emperor! We haven't seen each other in a long time. The man punched towards the Heavenly Emperor's phantom. Bang! He and the Heavenly Emperor collided. The void collapsed, and the entire demon realm began to collapse. The laws were shattered. These two existences were too terrifying. Chapter 9:21. After the collision, Tiandi's phantom and the omnipotent beast quickly retreated. They faced each other in the sky, and the space around them started to distort. Lin Feng quickly retreated, not daring to get close to the battlefield. He didn't want to get caught in the crossfire. Tiandi's gaze shifted from the omnipotent beast to Lin Feng. His expression was gloomy as he said, No wonder! No wonder! So it's that kind of bloodline. Boy, I'll remember you. Being remembered by Tiandi was obviously not a good thing. Lin Feng knew how much Tiandi wanted to kill him. However, since they had already shed all pretenses of cordiality, Lin Feng naturally wouldn't be afraid of Tiandi just because he was Tiandi. Lin Feng said indifferently, Many people remember me. Who do you think you are? Hearing Lin Feng's words, Tiandi's face twitched violently. His eyes were cold and filled with boundless fury. Ha ha ha, well said! The omnipotent beast laughed loudly. He was indescribably carefree. Humph! Tiandi snorted coldly, his cold eyes looking deeply at Lin Feng. Then, he took Lu Mingyan and the others and left. More than 100 miles away. The people of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty were bewildered because the space around the Heaven's Tribulation Beast territory had started to collapse. Clearly, something had happened. "We can't stay here any longer. Let's go, quickly!" the ancient powerhouse of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty said in a deep voice. He quickly flew towards the spatial gate with the cultivators of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. "Senior, congratulations on escaping." Lin Feng went up to congratulate him. The omnipotent demon took a deep breath and smiled. "Even the air outside is free. I never thought that I, the omnipotent demon, would be able to see the light of day again. Today, I was able to escape, and your contributions cannot go unnoticed," Lin Feng hurriedly said. "It's what I should do," the omnipotent beast asked. "What's your name?" "I'm Lin Feng." The Tongtian beast nodded and said, "I'll stay here for half a year. During this time, you can follow me and practice cultivation." Lin Feng was delighted. The omnipotent great demon was a big shot in the undying realm back then. The Heavenly Emperor had joined forces with 36 great emperors to suppress the heaven-reaching great demon. From this, one could tell how terrifying the heaven-reaching great demon was. Now, Yifutian was actually able to cultivate with the heaven-reaching great demon for half a year. Clearly, the heaven-reaching great demon understood what he meant. Perhaps in order to repay him for saving his life, the omnipotent great demon wanted to guide him in his cultivation. Time passed. Lin Feng was cultivating in the heavenly tribulation demon realm. Fighting ferocious beasts, fighting giant demons, constantly sharpening his cultivation. At the same time, Lin Feng would also consult the omnipotent great demon every day on matters that he did not understand in his cultivation. Lin Feng's cultivation quickly stabilized. Then, he quickly rose to the 9th level of the yin-yang realm. At night, the stars were like sand. The omnipotent great demon sat cross-legged in front of a cliff, the heavenly emperor's decree floating in front of him. Powerful magic power surged into the celestial emperor's decree as the omnipotent demon continued to refine it. Lin Feng did not cultivate today because he had been cultivating bitterly all this time. He needed to relax. Lin Feng took out the ancient bronze book. This bronze book had been found in Dugu Aotian's family's treasury, and it was covered in numerous runes. The runes intertwined together, emitting astonishing fluctuations. However, Lin Feng had been unable to decipher the runes. "These are heavenly formation runes. I never thought that something like this would be passed down until now." The omnipotent great demon looked at the bronze book in Lin Feng's hand and said. Lin Feng was startled. It seemed that the omnipotent great demon had recognized the origins of the bronze book. Lin Feng asked, "Senior, what kind of heavenly formation runes are you talking about?" The omnipotent great demon said, "They are the legacies of the heavenly masters. They have inherited heavenly formation runes." "The heavenly masters?" Lin Feng was astonished. This was the first time he had heard of such a thing. In reality, Lin Feng knew very little about the legacies of the spirit formation masters. This was because Lin Feng had been studying spirit formation masters since the beginning, and the legacies he had obtained had not come from a single sect. Many of the formations had been purchased by Lin Feng at a high price, so they were rather heterogeneous. There are many inheritances of spiritual array masters. Some of the more famous ones are the Taoist masters, the Earth masters, and so on. There are tens of thousands of different branches, but among all the inheritances, there's one that is the most mysterious, and that is the Taoist master's inheritance. "Why do you say that?" Lin Feng asked. "The heavenly masters have very few successors. After tens of thousands of years, there were only 36 generations in the immemorial era. Moreover, there were often gaps in the legacies, and the legacies were lost over and over again until a fated person obtained them and succeeded in cultivating them. Then, they appeared as heavenly masters again," the omnipotent great demon explained. "Why would there be gaps in such a powerful legacy?" Lin Feng was extremely puzzled. In Lin Feng's opinion, some powerful legacies and orthodoxies were extremely powerful. They could widely accept disciples, pass down their teachings, and strengthen their sections. How had those immemorial era powers been passed down? Lin Feng used a month to adjust his state and wash away all the impurities. Then, he began to try to break through to the 10th level of the yin-yang realm. Boom! The magic power in his body surged. Primordial fiend liquid. Divine source. It also began to be refined by Lin Feng. Every time he broke through, his bloodline would become stronger. Lin Feng would seize this opportunity to refine the divine source to stimulate the immortal divine blood in his body. The immortal divine blood in his body began to awaken. Soon, Lin Feng's immortal divine blood reached 16% purity. Lin Feng estimated that when he broke through to the creation realm, it should reach 20% purity. For special bloodlines, every 10% increase in bloodline purity would increase the power of the bloodline by several times. Loud rumbling sounds came from Lin Feng's body like thunder. The magic power in Lin Feng's body exploded like a river bursting through a dam. A monstrous amount of magic power surged. Lin Feng's aura became stronger and stronger. Finally, at a certain moment, Lin Feng's energy fluctuations began to rise in a straight line. It increased by a full 10 times before stopping. I broke through to the 10th level of the yin-yang realm. Lin Feng's face lit up with joy. Half a year passed in the blink of an eye. In the depths of the ancient forest of the fallen immortals, the omnipotent demon beast held a ball of magic power in his hand. Within the ball of magic power was a sealed miniature world. This miniature world was the Heaven's Tribulation demonic territory. The Heaven's Tribulation demonic territory itself was a precious treasure, but it had become a miniature world of its own. Now, it was under the omnipotent demon's control. If the Heaven's Tribulation demonic territory was just an ordinary territory, I would have given it to you and let you increase your cultivation. However, this is a treasure, and it involves a great secret. The treasure's master is still alive, and if it's in your hands, he'll appear and kill you 1,000 times over with just a thought. Therefore, I'll take it away. The omnipotent demon said. Only you can control such a treasure, Senior, Lin Feng said. After a pause, Lin Feng asked, Senior, where are you going after leaving the Tianwu continent? The deepest part of the starry sky world. I want to return to the undying realm and see the Skyfall River, my homeland. The omnipotent demon's voice became desolate. That battle all those years ago. Countless demons of the Skyfall River had been killed by the heavenly court. The relatives of the heaven-reaching demon must have perished in that battle as well. I don't know if I'll be able to see Senior again one day, Lin Feng muttered. The world was too big. This parting might be an eternal one. Work hard on your cultivation. If you have the strength to enter the undying realm one day, we'll meet again. The omnipotent demon walked off into the distance. His figure gradually disappeared into the distance. Chapter 923. In the Death Swamp, a fire crow streaked across the sky and crashed into a cliff. Bang! 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 The fire crow's head crashed into the cliff again and again. The earth shook and the mountains shook. Every day, the fire crow would suffer the pain of having its soul devoured. At this time, it would crash into the cliff to lessen the pain. A figure walked over from afar. The fire crow seemed to sense something and turned around. Its feathers stood on end as it looked at the person walking over with a serious expression. It felt that this person was abnormally terrifying. Who are you? The fire crow asked. You don't even remember me? That terrifying curse buried your memories and made you forget who you are? You're living in endless pain. The omnipotent demon sighed. The fire crow sneered. Of course I know who I am, the omnipotent demon said. The most terrifying and sorrowful thing is that you think you know everything, but in the end, you realize that everything was planned by someone else. Everything you've experienced, even the memories in your head, don't actually belong to you. They were stuffed into your head by someone else, the fire crow said with a gloomy expression. I don't know what nonsense you're talking about. Caw, 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 the fire crow flapped its wings and flew into the distance. The omnipotent demon shook his head slightly as he watched the fire crow leave. He then walked in another direction. There were still many cultivators gathered in the Starfall mountain range in search of yuan meteor stones. Lin Feng also arrived at the Starfall mountain range. The mountain range was extremely huge and endless. He couldn't see the end of it. Lin Feng entered the Starfall mountain range and spent an entire day digging through several places before he finally found yuan meteor stones. Yuan meteor stones were very precious, and they were extremely rare even in the Starfall mountain range. Thus, when Lin Feng dug out the yuan meteor stones, many people looked at him with evil intentions. Lin Feng couldn't be bothered to waste time with the cultivators here. He soared into the sky and quickly left. I've been cultivating in the heavenly tribulation beast realm for half a year. The stone debate in Holy Stone City should have already started, right? Lin Feng muttered. The Saint Stone City of the Star State would have a batch of stones passed down from the primordial era. These stones were too precious. It could be said to be a grand event that would attract countless experts. Calculating the time, it should have already started. Lin Feng planned to head to the Holy Stone City to take a look. He had never seen the primordial divine stone before, so he naturally wanted to see it for himself. Lin Feng flew out of the ancient forest of the fallen immortals. One night, 10 days later, Lin Feng started a bonfire in the middle of a forest. Then, he roasted some meat and boiled some wine. Swish, 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 someone had arrived. It was a group of more than 10 cultivators. They were all young cultivators, both male and female. Just by looking at their attire, one could tell that these people were not ordinary people. Brother, your cooking skills are not bad. I can smell the aroma of meat from afar. A cultivator in black attire said with a smile. Lin Feng cut off a piece of meat and threw it to him. Ha ha, thank you. The black-clothed cultivator said with a smile. Lin Feng nodded and did not say anything. Wang Chaozong, you should be more careful when you're outside. A purple-clothed young master frowned slightly. The black-clothed cultivator smiled and said, Brother Yuan is right. I'll be more careful next time. Although he said that, he still wolfed down the food. It was obvious that he was just casually brushing off the cultivator called Yuan Hua. The group of people sat down and rested. Some took out spirit wine to quench their thirst, while others took out spirit fruits to eat. They really don't know how to enjoy life. What's left in life if you don't eat? You have to keep tasting delicious food. That's the only way to live a good life. These people only eat spirit fruits to quench their hunger. They say that eating spirit fruits reduces the body's impurities and is beneficial to their cultivation. However, they don't know that when they have this kind of mentality, their cultivation has already fallen to the bottom. Wang Chaozong looked at the cultivators around him and could not help but twitch his mouth. You're a free and easy person. Lin Feng smiled. Wang Chaozong said, Haha, thank you for the compliment. How should I address you? Lin Feng. I'm Wang Chaozong. The two of them introduced themselves. Wang Chaozong was clearly someone who knew how to deal with things. With just a few words, he closed the distance between him and Lin Feng. After chatting for a while, Lin Feng found out that these people were the young disciples of the various clans of the Spirit Cloud continent. They had come out together to gain experience. The Spirit Cloud continent was northwest of the Star continent and bordered the Yuezhou. The Spirit Cloud continent was not a particularly powerful continent, and there was only one primordial faction, the Spirit Cloud Villa. However, the Spirit Cloud Villa had always been mysterious. Even the other factions of the Spirit Cloud continent did not know much about the Spirit Cloud Villa. Apart from Wang Chaozong, the others clearly did not have much interest in getting to know Lin Feng. They all sat down and rested. Whoosh, whoosh, at that moment, 4 or 5 figures flew over from the distance. These people stopped. It was obvious that they were companions. Seeing that you're all back, I'm relieved. Everyone stood up and said. Wang Chaozong said, We met a beast emperor and a few beast kings, so we split up and left. Lin Feng nodded. Chapter 924. Brother Lin, where do you plan to go? Wang Chaozong asked. Holy Stone City. Wang Chaozong looked delighted as he said. What a coincidence! We're also planning to head to Holy Stone City. We heard that a batch of primordial godly material would appear there, so we're planning to go and see if we can obtain something amazing. The cultivator called Yuan Hua's eyes lit up when he heard about primordial godly stones. He came over and said, I once cut a primordial godly stone in the past, and I heard that I found something amazing. Lin Feng asked in surprise. What did you find? I heard that a fairy was cut out, Yuan Hua said mysteriously. Lin Feng was shocked, but he did not doubt Yuan Hua's words. In theory, the primordial godly stone was wrapped in godly power, which was equivalent to a seal that could isolate the passage of time. If a fairy was cut out, it was not impossible for it to be born. Wang Chaozong was obviously very interested in this matter. He said, A fairy can be cut out. This isn't just a rumor, is it? Even if she's really sealed in the stone, her life will quickly fade away, right? If you say that a fairy's bones were cut out, I'd believe it. Yuan Hua said. What do you know? I'm telling the truth, because one of my ancestors saw it. Yuan Hua's words attracted the attention of many people, and they all perked up their ears to listen. Lin Feng asked, What was the situation at the time? Yuan Hua said, At the time, it caused a huge commotion and attracted many people. Although tens of thousands of years have passed, many factions should still have records of it. According to the records left behind by my ancestor, life was born in the primordial godly material. When the primordial godly stone cracked open, a fairy walked out. Stop! Are you saying that the girl walked out of the primordial godly stone by herself? Wang Chaozong asked. That's what my ancestor said, Yuan Hua said. Wang Chaozong shook his head. What you're saying is getting more and more unreliable. I don't believe it, Lin Feng said. Actually, it's not that it's unreliable. If someone is sealed in a primordial godly stone, they might not die even after hundreds of millions of years. Isn't their lifespan already gone? Wang Chaozong asked. Lin Feng said, Among the primordial god stones, there is a type of god stone called the time restriction stone. This kind of divine stone is very strange. Its interior will form a very special kind of divine power, and when this kind of divine power flows, it can isolate the passage of time. Therefore, in theory, if you can find such a divine stone and seal yourself in it, it is indeed possible for you to not die, and then walk out of the divine stone after countless years. Yuan Hua replied, Didn't I say that something like this would happen? How dare you question me? It seems that this young master has done some research on stone materials. As for Su Ling, in Lin Feng's eyes, he was just a nobody. Late at night, Lin Feng, who was resting on a big tree, woke up. He frowned slightly, then stood up and walked into the distance. Other than the cultivator on night duty, everyone else was asleep. In the darkness, a pair of cold eyes looked over. The terrifying aura made one's hair stand on end. However, the owner of the pair of cold eyes quickly left after seeing Lin Feng. It's actually a shadow beast. This is a vicious beast from the depths of the earth. Its cultivation is unfathomable. Could it be chasing after Lu Huaxian and the others? Lin Feng frowned slightly. He remembered that Lu Huaxian seemed to have a stone. Could it be that she obtained it from the depths of the earth? Was that why the shadow beast followed them all the way here? What are you doing here? A voice came from behind him. Lin Feng looked over and saw Lu Huaxian's peerless figure. I'm just taking a walk. Lin Feng smiled faintly and walked towards the resting area. Just now, I vaguely felt a terrifying aura. It seemed to be the aura of a shadow beast. Why did it disappear? Could it be that he had become overly sensitive after being chased by the Umbra magic beast? Actually, there was nothing? Chapter 925. Holy Stone City was bustling with activity, especially during this period of time. Because of the primordial god stone, many experts had come. Many ancient clans had sent people over, hoping to buy primordial god stones. When Lin Feng and the others arrived at Holy Stone City, they found it difficult to even book an inn. They had to go to many places before they managed to book a room. Lin Feng couldn't help but sigh. This is crazy. So many people have come, Wang Chaozong said. This is a grand event. The primordial god stone has appeared, so it's natural that many people will come. The group walked towards their residence. At that moment, Su Ling said to Lu Huaxian, Xiener, this kind of inn is too shabby. Our clan has a mansion in Holy Stone City. Why don't you stay in the Su clan's mansion? Many people shook their heads and didn't stay because Su Ling had no intention of inviting them. For example, Wang Chaozong, Yuan Hua, and the other cultivators were all from ancient clans. There was a big gap between them and Su Ling's clan, so they didn't have much interaction. Over the past half a year, Su Ling had probably only spoken 10 sentences to them. These cultivators naturally knew that Su Ling didn't like them, so they didn't want to be snubbed. As for the cultivators who had a good relationship with Lu Huaxian, they had more or less distanced themselves from her because of Su Ling. Lin Feng naturally didn't care whether Lu Huaxian would leave with Su Ling or not. To him, Lu Huaxian was just a nodding acquaintance. Lin Feng said, Let's go take a look at the stone workshop tomorrow. Yuan Hua said, Brother Lin, are you really good at choosing stones? Why don't you help me choose a few stones? If it's lost, it'll be on me. If it's really good, I won't forget about it. Lin Feng smiled and said, Do you know that many ancestors have to wait in line if they want to invite me to choose a stone? They also have to pay a law to invite me. Haha, Brother Lin, I didn't expect you to be so humorous. Yuan Hua laughed. The rest of the people also laughed, thinking that Lin Feng was joking. During this period of time, everyone had gotten to know each other a lot. Lin Feng didn't have much contact with other people, but at least they knew each other. These children of aristocratic families were not bad. None of them were particularly arrogant and domineering. Do you want to go out for a gathering tonight? Someone said. Let's go to Wanhua Building and relax, Wang Chaozong said. At night, everyone headed to the Myriad Flower Building. Lu Huaxian also appeared. She didn't follow Su Ling to the Su clan's residence. Instead, she chose to stay in the inn. Everyone went to the 10,000 Flower Building. When they exited the inn, they saw Su Ling waiting outside. Many people frowned slightly. Su Ling was high and mighty. With him around, even if it was a gathering, everyone would feel somewhat uncomfortable. However, due to Lu Huaxian's reputation and the fact that no one dared to offend Su Ling, no one said anything. The Myriad Flower Building was bustling with activity, as usual. This brothel that had been opened all over the Sky Martial University's 63,000 prefectures had attracted countless experts with beautiful women. Xue Lingwei, the holy maiden of the Wanhua Building, is coming. When they arrived at the Myriad Flower Building, they saw excited cultivators everywhere. The Myriad Flower Building had a total of 12 holy maidens. Bai Xingyi, whom Lin Feng knew, was one of them. Xue Lingwei was also one of them. She was known as the Fairy of the Moon Palace. Today, many outstanding geniuses had come to see Xue Lingwei's elegance. Lin Feng and the others asked for a private room. Then, they ordered singers, dancers, musicians, and more than 30 other people. Some people played music, while others danced. Everyone drank wine and admired the beautiful dancers as they danced gracefully. Halfway through the banquet, one of Su Ling's guards entered the private room and whispered something in Su Ling's ear. Su Ling dismissed him and smiled. Everyone, since you're in Holy Stone City, I'd like to introduce you to an important person. This important person is the Stone King Xian Yuanlong's 9th disciple, Song Lengan. If you get to know him, you can look for him if you want to buy stones in the future. As soon as he finished speaking, Su Ling stood up and went outside to welcome Song Lengan. Many people started talking about him. The Stone King Xian Yuanlong was an esteemed guest of an ancient sect leader. He had a total of 18 disciples, and all of them were highly respected. Many people were quite excited. If they could get to know such an important person, it would naturally be very beneficial. However, some people were indifferent because they didn't think that someone like Song Lengan would befriend them. Soon, Su Ling walked in with a middle-aged cultivator who looked to be in his 40s. Su Ling said. This is Song Lengen, Great Master Song. Many people went up to greet him, but Great Master Song didn't even nod his head. Wang Chaozong pursed his lips, as if he had already expected this. Yuanhua said, If you're not in the same circle, don't try to befriend him. In the end, you'll only embarrass yourself. Lin Feng smiled and said, Brother Yuan, you're right. Yuanhua was a little proud. He patted Lin Feng's shoulder and said earnestly, Brother Lin, you're still young. You still have a long way to go. Lin Feng couldn't help but burst into laughter when he saw Yuanhua's arrogant expression. After Song Lengen sat down, he looked at Lu Huaxian and said, I saw Su Ling earlier. He said that niece Lu obtained a very special stone and wanted someone to take a look at it, so I came here. Lu Huaxian nodded and said, I did indeed obtain such a stone. I'll have to trouble Senior to take a look at it. Lin Feng's heart skipped a beat. He thought of the Umbra demon beast that had chased after him and was forced to retreat. This stone was probably related to the Umbra demon beast, but he didn't know what it was. Let's open another private room for Senior to take a closer look at the stone, Su Ling said. Lu Huaxian nodded. A few cultivators who were on good terms with Lu Huaxian were also called over. Lin Feng wasn't invited. Although Lin Feng was curious about the stone's uniqueness, since Lu Huaxian didn't invite him, he naturally wouldn't take the initiative to follow. Lin Feng's ability to identify stones was unparalleled in the world, so he naturally had his own dignity. Not long after, there was a commotion outside. The Saintess of the 10,000 Flower Building, Xue Lingwe, had arrived. Many people rushed out of the private room, wanting to see Xue Lingwe's peerless beauty. Lin Feng and the others also walked out of the private room. A tall and slender woman wearing a silver long dress with a veil over her face walked in. The woman walked over with light steps. Her body was surrounded by moonlight, making her look holy and otherworldly. She had a cold temperament, as if she was a fairy who had descended from the moon palace to the mortal world. Seeing this woman, Lin Feng couldn't help but think of a poem. It couldn't be more suitable for this beautiful woman in front of him, who looked like a fairy from the moon palace. The flowers think of her clothes, the clouds of her face, the spring breeze brushes the railings, the dew is thick. If not seen on top of the Jade Mountain. Chapter 926. The goddess of the moon offerings, she's so beautiful. It's hard to imagine how beautiful she is under the veil. Some people were amazed by Xue Lingwe's temperament. They hadn't seen her face, but her temperament was enough to make countless people's hearts pound. Goddess, we've been waiting for you for a long time. A few young geniuses walked over. When they saw them, many people were astonished. Huangfu Qingqiong, Luo Yuqian, Mu Zikuan, Nangong Bieli. Of these 4 people, which one of them wasn't a peerless genius? Huangfu Qingqiong, the crown prince of the Yuhua celestial dynasty. Luo Yuqian, the young master of the ancient Luo family in Yuezhou. Mu Zikuan, the descendant of the time cave in the celestial continent. Nangong Bieli, the descendant of the void god school in the celestial continent. Those 4 people weren't just from noble backgrounds, they were also extremely talented. Their cultivation levels were comparable to those of the older generation. It was obvious that those 4 geniuses had come for Xue Lingwe. Xue Lingwe was like a fairy from the moon palace. Only those peerless geniuses were qualified to be friends with her. Sorry for making you wait, friends. Xue Lingwe walked over. Her qi was pure and holy. Her voice was pleasant to the ears, but it also gave people the impression that she was faintly discernible. Everyone opened up a path for them, allowing them to go up. After the group of geniuses left, many people were still talking about how beautiful Xue Lingwe was. They were talking about how extraordinary the 4 geniuses were. Lin Feng and the others left. The night was bright. Lin Feng sat on the roof and looked up at the moon. He was in the depths of the starry sky. That was where he wanted to go. He liked to look at the starry sky like that. It reminded him that his mother was still being suppressed by the Jiutian god burying coffin. Lu Huaxian and the others came back. Lin Feng just glanced at them. He didn't pay much attention to them. Lu Huaxian also saw Lin Feng. She was a bit curious. Lin Feng seemed to be shrouded in a mysterious aura. They had known each other for a while, but who knew where he came from? They didn't know anything except his name. It was hard to say whether his name was real or not. After all, many people liked to make up a name when they went out to train. Some people even used nicknames to replace their real names. What a strange person. Lu Huaxian mumbled to herself, but she didn't think too much about it. From her point of view, Lin Feng was destined to not have much interaction with her. The next day, Lin Feng and the others went to the stone workshop. The Star State's Saint Stone City Stone Workshop could be ranked in the top 5 even in the 3,000 prefectures. This was one of the most famous stone workshops. This was because primordial gods' stones had appeared more than once. Many top forces had set up stone workshops in the Holy Stone City. The place was bustling with noise and excitement. Countless cultivators flocked here just to gamble on stones. Not everyone had come. Some people were not very interested in stone gambling, so they did not come. Lin Feng, Wang Chaozong, Yuan Hua, and the others all numbered 7. The number of cultivators in the first courtyard was also the highest. After all, the price of the stones further and was too high. Ordinary people simply couldn't afford it. Lin Feng shuttled through the stones. He found 3 stones and handed them to Wang Chaozong. The 3 stones were worth 300 supreme-grade spirit stones. To Wang Chaozong, this was a huge sum of spirit stones. It would spend more than half of his savings. However, Wang Chaozong was an open-minded person. He paid the spirit stones without hesitation. The deacon of the stone workshop gave Wang Chaozong a stone-cutting knife. Chapter 927. The 3 stones were the besmoke stone, the black scale stone, and the fire rock. These 3 types of stones were very common. Of course, in the lowest grade stone area, it was impossible to find high-grade stones. The besmoke stone was like a bee's nest. It was oval-shaped and densely packed with holes. This was the stone that cultivators were most unwilling to use. Even if there was something inside, because of the many holes on the besmoke stone, there was a chance that the thing inside would come into contact with the outside air and be destroyed. The black scale stone was black and covered with a layer of cuticle that looked like fish scales. This stone was usually fished out of lakes. Of course, some black scale stones were also fished out of the sea. The fire rock was formed by the movement of magma in volcanoes. It was usually mined from the surroundings of volcanoes. Wang Chaozong chose to cut the besmoke stone first. His movements were not very practiced. In fact, it could even be said that he was very unfamiliar with it. However, he soon seemed to have found the technique to cut the stone and cut off the outer layer of the stone. The besmoke stone is the stone that should be eliminated first. It is very difficult to cut out anything from this stone. Even if there is something inside, it will probably be destroyed 7 or 8 times out of 10. That's right. It is better to choose other stones than the besmoke stone. However, these people seem to be novices. I think they are quite casual in their choice of stones. When they choose more stones and accumulate more experience, they will know how to choose stones. Many cultivators were discussing, and some of them looked like they were giving advice. The stone kept shrinking from a diameter of more than 1 meter to only 20 centimeters. Many of the onlookers felt that this situation was very normal. Stone gambling was originally about using small to win big. It was normal to not be able to cut out anything after hundreds or even thousands of times. Wang Chaozong was not disappointed at all. From the beginning to the end, he did not have any expectations of cutting out anything good from the stone. Since he did not have any expectations, how could he be disappointed? Wang Chaozong cut down one last time. Only half of the stone was cut, and a purple lightning power shot out from the cracked stone. There is something in the stone! Many people exclaimed when they saw this. Not only was there something in the stone, but it was also very likely that it was something extremely extraordinary. It could actually shoot out purple lightning to attack Wang Chaozong. This was too shocking. Wang Chaozong's reaction was also extremely fast. He slapped his palm towards the thunderbolt, directly shattering it. An excited expression appeared on his face. Even though he didn't have much hope, seeing that he was about to cut out something, he was naturally very excited. Wang Chaozong looked at Lin Feng. "Be careful," Lin Feng said. Wang Chaozong nodded. At this moment, the hand holding the stone-cutting knife trembled slightly. Wang Chaozong carefully cut open the stone, revealing a piece of purple lightning wood that was about 10 centimeters long. The purple lightning wood continued to shoot out bolts of lightning. Purple lightning wood! Someone had cut out the purple lightning wood! The purple lightning wood is a small piece of true spirit wood in the core of the purple lightning tree. The purple lightning tree is rumored to be a divine tree from the primordial era. It is a divine tree that is compatible with wood and thunder attributes. Since the end of the primordial era, the purple lightning tree has been extinct, and the purple lightning wood has also gradually disappeared. It is very difficult to pass it down. Not only can the purple lightning wood be used to forge wood and thunder attribute magic treasures, it is also said that cultivators who cultivate wood or thunder attribute cultivation techniques will increase their cultivation speed by 10 times if they wear the purple lightning wood. A cultivator cried out in shock. At this moment, he looked at the purple lightning wood in Wang Chaozong's hand and wished he could snatch it away. This treasure was worth at least 1,000,000 top-grade spirit stones. The deacon's face turned green. A wasp smoke stone that was worth 100 top-grade spirit stones was actually cut into a purple lightning wood that was worth more than 1,000,000 top-grade spirit stones. This business was naturally a huge loss. "Brother, you're rich." Yuan Hua and the others looked at Wang Chaozong enviously. Wang Chaozong still hadn't recovered from his shock. He just didn't want to dampen Lin Feng's mood, so he gritted his teeth and bought the 3 stones that Lin Feng had chosen for him. But now, a purple lightning wood that was worth more than 1,000,000 top-grade spirit stones was actually cut out. This made Wang Chaozong feel as if he was in a dream. Wang Chaozong came back to his senses and looked at Lin Feng gratefully. He suddenly remembered that Lin Feng had said that even if an ancestor wanted to cut a stone for him, not only would they have to line up, but they would also have to pay a reward of the law. Could it be true? Although he felt that it was unbelievable, Wang Chaozong felt that he believed Lin Feng's words in the depths of his heart. Lin Feng signaled Wang Chaozong to continue cutting the second stone. Wang Chaozong took a deep breath, held the knife, and carefully cut the second stone as if he was afraid of accidentally cutting the treasure in the stone. Many people were speechless when they saw Wang Chaozong carefully cutting the stone. Wasn't this guy too careful? It was already a great fortune to cut out a treasure from 3 stones. Did he want to cut out a treasure from every stone? Someone cut out the purple lightning wood in the first courtyard. This news quickly spread in the stone workshop of the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Many people were shocked after hearing it. Many cultivators rushed outside because many people were interested in a supreme treasure like the purple lightning wood. This was a thunder and wood dual attribute supreme treasure. It was a fatal temptation for cultivators who cultivated thunder and would attribute cultivation techniques. There were more and more cultivators in the first courtyard. Many people wanted to find the cultivator who had cut out the purple lightning wood to discuss the matter of buying it. After coming out, they found out that the other party was cutting the second stone. A cultivator asked the people around him who were watching the show, "Did the cultivator who cut the stone choose the stone? His luck is too heaven-defying, right? He actually cut out a treasure like the purple lightning wood in the low-grade stone area." The cultivator who was asked said, "He didn't choose it. It was the young master in white beside him who chose it. He spent 300 top-grade spirit stones for 3 stones, but he has already made a profit. To be able to cut out a treasure like the purple lightning wood is simply the accumulated merit of our ancestors," that cultivator said. As soon as the cultivator finished speaking, a black fog rolled in the depths of the courtyard. "What's inside?" The cultivators outside couldn't see the situation inside and asked anxiously. Something else came out. The cultivators in the depths of the courtyard replied loudly. Black fog surged in the middle of the stone. It was something cut out from the black scale stone. Within the black fog, there was actually a mysterious black bone. On the surface of the bone, there were dense runes curling around it. Heavens! It's a demonic bone! Moreover, it's a demonic bone with runes imprinted on it. There must be an ancient divine ability recorded on it.